He's gonna be revived again, and that's who Lepolis, yeah, Lepalis, whatever. Like he's gonna be revived, and they have to go fight him when Rudy's an adult and have his own party. Yeah, so that's how
I
the
don't know.
isekai goes. So
Well, wasn't like in the initial game, didn't you get Lapras, through like basically a trade with some other Pokemon?
Lapras, what?
Lapras?
Shut up.
Dude,
Thank you.
Lapras.
Somebody's got to cover that.
Sven will be here every week.
My God. Okay, so ignoring Trent.
Alright, I'm gonna head. See you guys.
Ignoring-
I think we're coming to our podcast. We're going to end it here.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Anime Izakaya podcast, week 6 of the Winter 2021 season. On this show, we'll be discussing the current season anime airing every week. I'm your host, David, and joining me today, we have Stratton.
Hello, everyone.
Next up, we have Ku.
Yo.
Next up, we have Justin.
Hey, guys.
And finally, we have Taylor.
Hello.
All right, and then before we jump to anything else, I just want to give a shout out to all the comments that have been popping up last week. Really appreciate it, and try to read and reply to as much as you can. So,
Yeah, the people that we'd like to thank, K-Kun as well. Thank you for joining us in chat. Thank you, Lunsky, for the Promised Neverland comment. And for the following Mushoku Tensei one, Nicholas White, Master 10K2, Nikhil Phillip, Sonic Com, Super Leppy. It was all fun. It was fun commenting and talking with you guys throughout this week. Also, Classy Ulysses as well for the Attack on Titan. And of course, our number one fan, Ayush Sinha. Thank you for the main comment.
yeah.
And of course, Adam Knight, if you're still watching,
Yeah,
we
my
still
bad.
appreciate you.
Because I meant to shout you out last week too, because you're our OG, but like, I just slipped my mind. So I wrote it down this time, so we actually remember to shout you out because you've been commenting since way before too. So thanks to all the comments. Really appreciate it. So
Yes.
so feel free, feel free to comment, and especially once you get to new season, feel free to just write down whatever shows you guys are watching, what you're most interested in. So
Yeah. Next season will be a lot easier for us to watch other shows because this season is packed.
I mean,
for all of us.
easy for you guys too. I'm pretty sure so many people here too, like other people are struggling to keep up. So
Oh yeah, like people just pick like select few, completely understandable. Especially this season, it's brutal to watch everything.
Yep.
Especially which we all have jobs
so
Yes.
in school. In school, some of us.
Yeah.
right, yeah. So thanks to all the comments, and then yes, you too, Johan. You don't.
Well, of course, Johan.
Of course, Johan.
But that's not.
You're
But we don't
VIP.
need to mention you
You're
because you're
producer.
you're the VIP.
You have the
Anyway,
badge to show it, but so
Yeah.
and we had one big news happened this week. Demon Slayer season 2 announced, because we did mention, I don't know, actually we mentioned, but we were talking about how there was a anniversary event coming up, and I assumed there was nothing was gonna happen, or season 2 was gonna announce. So here we go. Season 2 was announced. You got the PV, which I don't watch because I don't watch PVs. So take place right after Mugen Train. Oh,
from a lot of
2020
people said
good.
that was a really good arc.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best arcs of the series, so.
Yeah, so 2021. I'm assuming it's coming on fall. We'll see. Because I was surprised it's actually coming out this year. I thought it was gonna be 2022.
I know. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
if it's coming out this year, it's got to be fall. I don't think there's any other way.
So looking forward to that. And then this is for Shredden though. WanFest recently happened, so a bunch of new figures were announced and prototype. So if you
Yes.
guys search Wonder Festival 2021, there's a whole bunch of figures being announced. So
I've taken a list of possible add-ons
Future-
later in life.
future pre-orders, yes.
Oh yes.
So that's basically all the news, and then we'll jump straight into our first show. Or not first show. We'll jump to the next show. You move on to, I guess, Jujutsu Kaisen or Mushoku Tensei, but I guess Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, here comes Brian.
Let's do Jujutsu Kaisen.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Let's start over that. Yes. Hey Brian. Hopefully you're there. I just kind of threw you in the chat. But anyway, we could just start if you guys would like.
As I say, so I thought we were gonna get more backstory with Megan. We kind of got backstory with the other guy. Was it? He's from the. I don't understand how the clan stuff works. Like the Zenin clan, but he's with the Kamo people. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's a slave.
oh,
Jeez.
I don't know.
He's like the illegitimate child or like one of the lords, whatever. But I thought we got more of that, but it looks like we're interrupted by the curse people faction organization. I don't know how to describe them.
Yeah, I thought that was. I was actually that was way earlier than I would have expecting.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like they were gonna break in at some point, but I was not expecting now to be the time. I thought we were gonna have like a little bit more time with the fights, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like they covered everybody because I feel like Fushiguro and Tomoe, the Neji clone dude,
Oh yeah,
was like the last two we hadn't seen any
yeah.
background on in terms of this tournament. So
And I think it makes sense too. If you want to progress in the story, like since you've already introduced everyone's characters, you might as well just throw in the villains now and proceed with the story.
Yeah.
So I think it's a pretty good spot.
I mean,
yeah,
this is the kind of what I was hoping for because like I didn't want it just to be just like a regular like tournament / like exam. I was hoping something was coming, and here it comes. So, I mean, so it's to be expected, but actually I like this type of plot versus like just doing a regular exam.
Oh yeah, dude. Again, man. Like with seeing Toge, basically his.
oh, so badass.
Yes, I love when he just like speaks normal words.
Well, I think the thing I liked in this episode a lot was we see him like have true fear on his face, like when he first comes across the cursed beast in the forest, and he's just kind of like, "Oh fuck!"
Where he basically like run away, and because of his words, everybody ran away.
All right, to me twice.
And I can't remember with Hanami, the tree curse user. Did they always show when he spoke that it was backwards?
I
Or is
don't
that
know.
something they like?
I don't think so.
It
Okay,
seems
'cause
familiar, but I don't know.
I noticed it in the subtitles this week.
Wait,
that
yeah.
you just
It was
mirror 'em.
backwards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so if you
originally
look at when
backwards,
Hanami speaks, it's backwards. But I knew that before because I had seen a point on Reddit where somebody's like, "Oh, if you reverse the dialogue, like it's normal Japanese."
Yeah.
So I knew that, but I only picked it up in the subtitles this week, so I don't know if
think
they
they
just
put
like
subtitles like
gave
the
that
other
away
time.
or
Yeah, I don't
No,
think.
no, they
Yeah,
didn't before.
right?
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's only this time they did it. They put it this time because they were gonna reveal it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
because
they-
in previous episodes they had actual symbols and not even letters.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So
yeah, but they even
it's
made the,
interesting that they changed that.
yeah. Well, they even made the point that I think it was Megami where he was just like, he's like, it's like I don't know what he's saying, but I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. So it's more of like I think that's what they're hearing is probably like everything just like in backwards in a sense, but they're able to understand it, and that's kind of like the meaning behind
Yeah,
that
that was
part.
super badass when Hanami just like mind linked with them and then was speaking like regular Japanese.
Yeah, that
It's
was
just
a
like,
pretty intense
oh
moment.
fuck.
Nami just
Yeah.
wants to save the world, save the environment.
Man, Brian, do you think the show's still trending upwards? Like, was it better or worse?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thoughts? Because like, how come? Because last episode I thought was actually pretty intense with the fights, animation, all that fun stuff.
I think it's just progressing at like a very good pace. Like we're like in the middle of like a sort of like tournament-ish arc. And
Tuning
it's like it
exams.
just throws you it. Yeah, I'm sure. Like
Yep.
equivalent of tuning exams. right?
Exactly.
Like, all right,
Yep.
here are the characters, here are the contestants. Duke it out,
And
and
then
they throw the
Orochimaru
villains
shows
and
up.
stuff. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
It's literally the equivalent of that, but it's done at a
Textbook.
way better pacing, and just animation is still flawless. Fight scenes are awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I think it helps a lot too that all the curse users are pretty badass. There's nobody
yeah.
that's like really lame or anything. Like the new guy that we got to see this week that set up like the barrier and everything, and then now he's gonna be the one that fights like the old principal dude, who I love that he has
He's
an
a fucking
electric
rock
guitar.
star, bro.
The
Dude,
guitar.
that gives so much more
That was-
context to the new opening now. If he's the one playing the guitar in
Yeah.
the opening,
Oh,
I'm just
God.
like,
I was
holy shit.
So thrown off. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
I was just as
but-
badass as him when I get old.
Because I didn't really care much
Oh
about him
my
because he was
God.
just trying to kill Yuji this whole time, and he just comes up
Yeah.
with a fucking
Yeah.
like electric guitar. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah,
like, I got this. Go get the
Yeah.
other students.
yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
I expect him to play death metal next week when he fights.
that's a really good.
Right.
That's a really like strong kind of like part of the show. Is like the supporting cast is so good. They're interesting. They're very like unique. They all have like their different kind of like backstories. But I think we've gotten like a good chunk of their backstories. I mean, not everybody, but I
Almost
still
them.
definitely want to know like a
So-
lot about Toge. Yeah, Toge
Yeah.
is like he's still like one of my favorites. Like every time that man speaks, it's just things like even when he basically told that guy to not move, like it actually hit Hanami pretty hard. So I thought that was pretty epic.
Yeah, I'm still
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Megami because I feel like they're still holding back on his more of his backstory, and like I feel like he's got like whenever they reveal his potential powers that the curse like spirits are after, like I think it's gonna be a big moment in the show. So I'm just waiting for that moment.
Man, and
Yeah.
I like how basically because it's like the one person that could destroy them all like immediately. They don't allow him in.
Yeah, Gojo, I love the part where he
God.
walks up to the
What a
barrier and
bunch
he
of
like puts his hand on it and just fries his kid. And he's just like, huh, that's interesting. And he's doing it like in a comical way where it's like, everybody
God.
else would be freaking out and he just thinks of it as like, oh, they're pretty smart. Like,
He's
this
too
is
strong,
actually gonna
man.
be a challenge. Yeah.
Just, let this man through, and then we don't have an arc. It's over.
So
Yeah,
I
sounds
think
alright.
I think they handle him really well in terms of like
Oh,
these
yeah.
characters that are just super
Actually.
OP that you hate. Like if they don't have any barriers to entry, then it just kind of ruins
Mm.
things. There's no real like
Yeah.
fear of
Yeah,
no
no
something
fear.
happening to
Ruins
someone.
a lot of character growth as well that I'm sure we're about to see.
Yeah.
But it seemed like though I don't know if you guys watched. Actually, I want to talk about the preview episode. No,
Yeah, I don't
but-
even remember it.
Yeah, I'll avoid the preview just in case.
I hate previews. They ruin.
Yeah.
I try not to watch them as
I
much.
agree.
Because like
Previews,
Previews
and
are
openings.
terrible.
Okay, so-
Previews and openings are the two worst enemies.
sorry, right off the
Spoilers.
openings,
Listen, okay,
but,
for
like,
openings, regardless of how shit Sao was, it's like the way that they did their openings was actually very smart because over the course of the season they would change their
They would,
opening
yeah.
animation.
They develop based on what
Yeah.
you like know,
or
right?
a lot
Yeah.
of times like it
Oh,
wasn't
So
even
the way
like,
that they did that was very well done.
or like
It was.
a lot of stuff in the opening didn't even happen. So he still like
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you got
Just
beta.
baited.
Yeah, I'm just really, I'm really worried now because like now it's pretty much leading up to okay, there's
the
gonna be the old
opening.
man fighting the guy with nails, but now it's leading to the opening where they're gonna fight Hanami and then Yuji and oh my
Toto.
god, why can't I remember the
Toto.
Who's boy?
Yeah,
That
the
boy.
boys.
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure Brian's
It's now,
too.
I'm worried that that's literally going to be the fight that we're going to see, and I think even in one part they show like the Yuji and Toto like switching places during that fight with Hanami. So it's just like, oh man, I hope it's just not.
I hope like
exactly
it's
like
the fight will
that.
be epic. I hope it's not like what last week's episode
Oh, it's gonna
wasn't
be.
like the best like animation we've seen. I hope they save it for like the fight.
Bro.
But I guess it's depending on
They're
the
going
That
manga.
is
to.
the
Can we
main
talk about the-
event. Of this
Dude.
Well,
season,
it's depending
okay?
on the
The-
manga,
the-
so we'll see.
Freaking Mappa does not miss when it comes to the water animation.
Oh yeah,
When,
Yeah,
um,
gotta talk about the
Megumin
water.
has
Oh, yeah, the
the
water is-
elephant. Well, no, the water, dude. Oh,
that's straight up like Demon Slayer right
Chef's
there.
kiss.
I just thought
Yeah,
of Demon
right?
Slayer.
they probably
So-
copy pasted. Let's be real.
No.
But that was the other thing that I remember now from the opening is they show the elephant in the opening.
Oh, I
now
don't
that
remember.
think
I don't
about
actually
it.
remember the
What's
elephant.
weird?
So.
I never paid any attention. Yeah, basically like when I remember seeing the opening, but it never actually like.
I just remember
clicked.
them
Pretty
like
sure they
and
did.
then-
I just remember
Yeah.
on the
Well,
roof
they
like
did- they
fighting
showed it.
fighting Hanami and stuff. So
I do remember seeing the elephant.
that's like the main part
The
that
one
I
thing-
remember.
The one thing that sucks for this show though, where it's like you almost have to watch the ending or the preview, is because they always have like those like end of the episode like little bits. This was by far I think the worst one though.
Juju Stroll.
Juju
Oh,
Stroll.
Yeah.
your show? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
what?
this
You
was-
didn't like this one? I thought it was kind of.
I thought it was pretty funny.
Which one
Yeah.
was it? There's one I hated. Maybe that was
This
from a
one-
different
this
anime.
one-
This was the one you hated, yeah.
Okay, this is the one I hated.
Okay.
What happened though? I don't remember.
It was the volcano head guy. They're like set as like a high school like age
Oh, yeah. I hated
characters,
that
and
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
the volcano guy burned Hanami's
Yeah, that was
garden,
the
but secretly, he was helping the garden. So
Yeah, this
It's
was the
certain
part-
I'm on your side. I didn't like this one
Yeah,
either.
this is. I loved all the other ones up to this point. This one, I'm like, okay. Well,
These are
they had to have
so
one bad
sensitive.
one.
It's probably because they're not humans, right? That's why you guys hate them. Is that what it is? You guys,
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it,
just
too. That's
racist.
why.
Yeah.
you guys just racist. That's what
y'all
it is.
just hate the enemy curse users.
Yeah.
I've made it very clear on this podcast. I like it. Never mind.
Okay.
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 So-
Yeah.
Oh, good. But yeah, no, can't wait to see what happens next.
Dude, the
but-
show's still solid, like absolutely solid.
Yeah,
like
pretty
this
solid.
is the part where I want to like. It's like
I feel like-
we're gonna be seeing like more abilities, everything. It's just I love training.
I feel like season 2 with this arc is
training,
much more
but-
consistent than season 1. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
not training tournament, I meant, but tournament arcs. I like tournament
where
arcs.
I feel like
Oh,
season
right,
1's
right.
a lot of intro stuff, and now it's like we're getting to like more
Serious
introductions,
stuff?
but it's like we've already established a lot of foundations of the show. Now we're just like we're ramping it up. So
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys think anyone is going to die from this?
I can't really see it. Like, it doesn't seem like a situation where people would die.
Nah.
Or anyone? Yeah, die.
Like honestly, like I've seen so much of that fucking zombie guy. Like I've mentioned like many times in the podcast as well. I hate it when you fight and they run away. Like you fight them again and they run away. Like it's like okay, I'm fine with like the initial fight and then like the runaway because it's like okay, whatever. You have to basically do the power. You have to realize like power levels, all that stuff, blah 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 blah. But then the second meeting is when it's like there needs to be death.
Yeah,
I don't want to see you a third time.
I don't see any of the students dying, but I could definitely see one of the faculty, like people maybe dying.
I guess.
Yeah,
I
Avoid
mean,
it.
I know. I feel like we don't care enough about them to make an impact. They
Yeah,
die because
Exactly.
Because was it Nanami? Like he almost died the last arc, whatever. But like we didn't
That's
get to
true.
that point, so I don't know if they're gonna go with it this time with someone. They didn't give enough airtime just as much as Nanami. So
Yeah.
Maybe the old guy because nobody gives a shit about the old guy.
I was gonna say,
Ooh,
yeah. If
that's
anybody's
pretty
gonna die,
good.
be the old guy, because all he cares about is killing Yuji. So it's just like,
Yeah.
all right, get him out of the way, and then both classmates become friends now.
I wonder.
But it's like
I just wonder if Gojo's ever gonna die in this manga. I feel like it'd be like the Kamiya moment if he ever dies
Oh,
in this
I
manga.
don't want to think that, but I definitely it's not out of the cards for sure.
That man is too strong to die right now. dude.
Well, that's what we thought.
Like-
Like that's what we thought
For-
about Gurren Lagann. So
for the amount of people who like Gojo, like everybody's just like insane about him. I would feel like
Yeah,
it would be
correct.
almost like the same.
Oh man,
backlash.
I don't
Like,
I
if-
don't want to have a Jiraiya moment again.
Well, either
I
that or
swear to
I was,
God.
End up like that.
I was actually thinking of like Kakashi as well, like because I know a lot of people
Yeah,
who really like
yeah.
Kakashi. I remember there's a part in the manga where I thought like he died, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, no fucking way.
Yeah, it was part. It was in
during
the pain arc.
Pain arc, yeah. I don't know if you read it at all, Justin.
I mean, yeah, I did.
yeah, the manga made it seem like he died. So,
Yeah. I guess
Uh,
I didn't really see the one friend of Yuji's dying in season 1. Introduce him. I didn't think he was gonna
Junpei?
die.
Oh,
That was
Junpei,
Yeah, when
yeah.
Junpei
Oh,
got
no, yeah.
transformed,
I guess,
I thought
yeah.
he was like in some way he was gonna be brought back, and I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
I-
we're
I
chilling.
totally
And they were just
forgot
like,
about that, yeah.
nope,
Like, we
he's dead. And
like
I'm
we even
holy
mentioned like
shit.
You forgot about that,
I
David? Man.
forgot. I already forgot. Yeah.
like we even mentioned like he was in the opening and ending hanging out with them
Yeah.
as a party.
Yeah, they were like slightly editing the opening
like-
to like involve him more. So I was like, oh, like he's
Yeah.
definitely gonna like come into the crew, and it's just like, nope.
and Mappa debated all of us.
I didn't notice it. So. And,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
I keep
dude.
forgetting. I keep forgetting about Junpei. So, but it just feels like
Rest in
I just
peace.
don't feel like this arc. I don't feel like anyone's gonna die. I don't feel that mood
Yeah.
or tension.
I just
Yeah.
can't see it. Like,
Hear me out, right? So,
oh god.
best boy Toto, I think he might need to sacrifice himself for Yuji to ascend to the next level to defeat Hanami. What do you guys
That would,
think about
that would fit with the opening at the very end when Yuji has like the red curse flame energy around him doing some epic new punch. So
Right.
Oh god.
Right? Think, all right, just
Oh,
throwing it out
no.
there. If you guys think Gojo can die, I think
hate you
Toto
guys.
would
Well,
be
I
the
don't-
next.
well, I don't
He will
think
be
that
the
dies
next
anytime
best
soon.
candidate.
But I like Gojo's prime for like the whole
Yeah.
Oh,
Gojo has too much
man.
plot armor still.
I mean, we haven't
Uh,
even still seen what the main curse user like leader can do. He's just
Yeah.
been kicking back, like
Yeah.
so I can
But
see him
he
popping in
basically-
and being like, "All right,
I
kill
just-
No,
someone."
but guys, think about it. Who else, like which other side character was given like some backstory time only to die in the next big fight? Junpei. Who is the next guy that's popping up to be Yuji's best friend? Toto. So it's possible.
Stop, please.
Possible.
My could be a one too.
Who?
My, the older,
My-
the younger
The
sister.
younger sister, yeah.
Oh, but she's not even in this fight though. Right now.
She's not what?
She's not in the fight right now with
Yeah,
Hana.
she's retired. Yeah, she's retired right now.
Yeah.
Maki's still in the fight, but not
Yeah.
Mai.
But I don't know. It's a. Oh god, I don't know. I just don't feel like again like the zombie guy because they're amping him up to be like one of like the main kind of final bosses, but he's here again.
yeah.
I just can't see him dying here. Like it's just like, dude, get the fuck. I don't know. Again,
you really don't want him to be here.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
this is like the third time we've seen this fucker now fighting. It's just like I just feel like he's not gonna die. If he dies, I'll be very very happy.
Well,
and
he's
then-
the last boss in a sense, so
What's up?
he's considered. I would assume him to be like the last boss character. So
Or close to it because we
I
still have
think
that one
close to it.
guy.
It's I think the leader is more like the last boss.
The last boss. This guy's he'll be like the second
Right hand man, basically.
Right
yeah.
hand man.
oh yeah, I
Definitely.
guess yeah.
I don't know.
Hopefully, Volcano guy can just die.
That guy's
That's all
annoying.
we need. That guy adds nothing. I care
I
more
miss
about the
that guy.
hammer guy than Volcano guy.
Oh, Cam guy's not here though.
Oh yeah, we
But-
didn't see him.
Oh,
Well, as
yeah.
far as we know.
He was on the Jujutsu stroll. Yeah.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
I missed the volcano guy.
Really? Oh man, isn't that guy recovering from just being ahead?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like the volcano guy. One, I don't really take him serious at all because it's Gojo destroyed him like
He's
immediately.
just there being like a pompous character that just is probably going to get the shit beat out of him over.
Comedic relief as well.
Mhm.
The fact that
Yeah.
they put him up against Gojo in the first place kind of shows it's just like, all right,
Yeah, he's really nothing to be worried about.
he
Mhm.
thinks
Even-
way too highly of himself.
Yeah, even though he's stronger than all of them except probably Gojo, or close to them.
Hmm.
I don't know. Anyway, dude, like next episode should be very hype.
Yeah. I know. I just like
Yes,
I don't have much
sir.
to say for Jujutsu Kaisen just because it's been like consistent, so it's hard
Hey,
to
yeah.
predict.
We've been just predicting, like just basically BSing this episode. We made it about 15 minutes.
All right,
So,
good enough for me. So
same.
that's it for Jujutsu Kaisen this week, and then move on to Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We want quick shout outs before we start this part.
Yes.
Nicholas White, Master 10K2, Nikhil Phillip, Sonic Com, Super Leppy. It was all really fun talking to you guys on the comments.
Yeah.
And if
Thanks,
you want to comment more, just let us know. We'll
Thanks,
comment back.
thanks for comments.
also-
Yeah. Feel
Yeah, we'll talk about it in the podcast as well. You have any questions for us or anything about it? And also thanks as well for no spoilers as well. We know with being like a weekly podcast, we just assume we're gonna get the people for spoilers, but thank you guys for not spoiling for us.
yeah, we're mainly anime onlys here, so
Mhm.
all right.
Very much
so-
appreciated. Thank you
so-
guys.
This
What
was
we've all been waiting for.
it's going back to the good stuff, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
hope you degenerates enjoy
Yeah.
your
Oh, yeah,
34-year-old
there was
meat
some degeneracy. Yeah.
molesting a
This is gonna
9-year-old
go back.
girl and trying to take her panties off.
That was the one part where I was kind of just like,
Yeah.
too, I can't. Like,
This was my least favorite episode, sadly. I'm like, okay, well,
uh,
what? It was
I
my
would
least
say it's my
favorite.
least favorite. It was the biggest turnoff portion.
Yeah.
for
I like
me.
Yeah,
I
that was
excuse
like-
love like his behavior till now, and then right now that scene was like, oh my god, really? Like
Yeah, because he's technically still 30-something years
Yeah.
old.
I
Right.
thought he
No,
learned his lesson
yeah.
like after the whole like when he was like freaked out about the guy being beheaded. I thought he was like taking
Yeah.
this new life seriously about how like like he could actually still die again, and like I thought he was like mature as a character, and then he just fucking doesn't.
Yeah, and they
And
mentioned about how basically how
He's like mentally like by
Yeah.
now 40, so it's like he doesn't have an excuse to not be like mature or not learn his lesson or whatever. So
things too. He even mentioned basically about how she still beats the shit out of him. It's like, what were you expecting? Like, what were you really thinking was going to happen because of this situation? And again, like that whole thing definitely did not need it. We didn't need that kind of edginess. That was
Yeah, I think for me, like I enjoyed the lightheartedness of the interactions of like how Rudy had to make Eris want to learn to do math and and how he like teamed up with Ghislaine.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Ghislaine created that backstory of how like
the math
she wasn't good at math, so she was wandering
all for
around,
you-
didn't
this is
eat for months.
for all you math haters out there, man, you got to end up like eating
Yeah.
monster shit and kingdom runs and diarrhea.
Yeah, do your math, kids. Stay in school. It's important.
that whole story was like, I don't know, that whole situation. Okay, I take it back. That whole kind of like back and forth thing was awesome. Like Ghislaine, was her name Ghislaine?
Yeah.
Finally got it. Like that, yeah, the whole thing is like she's like making this whole situation like even better. Like where she's like learning along with them, how she's like actually wanting to learn math and all these like
Do that.
like
I'll mention that grandpa though, like being
I'm gonna say that's the other part. The grandpa was pretty dope in the
on
beginning.
the family.
yeah. It's also we found out that it wasn't just Rudy's dad that's strong, but also the mom. I don't know if they ever mentioned it before, because I don't remember her ever being mentioned about like being on like
innocent
the
party.
official party. Yeah,
Mm.
so she's also like a
Uh,
beast. She must be
I
a
mean,
beast too. Then
I think this is the first time they mentioned like any sort of like party.
yeah,
Like, she
yeah,
had,
I think
like
it
a
was.
Black Fang party that they were
Yeah.
in. I think this is the first
Yeah.
time that they mentioned it, but I think like we sort of knew in a way that she was like a strong mage or just a
No,
mage
cleric?
in general. Yeah.
No, I think
Yeah.
strong
No,
cleric, yeah.
I think she was a mage. The cleric
Yeah,
was like
I thought
a
she was a
dwarf
mage.
guy.
Yeah, I thought she
Really?
was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought she was a cleric too. So
It could
Yeah.
be.
I thought
I
it was
think
cleric
you're
too.
wrong.
I wasn't
I will
paying attention.
double check.
Fizzle.
yeah, I mean either or.
Tizzle.
I mean, either or.
Major
Like,
cleric tizzle.
Yeah,
Like-
we need a fact check.
Yeah. But no, like that whole thing. I thought because I remember like initially like the previous episodes we talked about like why did Paul choose this girl?
Zenith,
Mhm.
Yeah, but it makes sense. So she was actually OP as well.
cleric.
Booyah, cleric. Got
Cleric?
it.
That's
Okay,
what
cleric.
Tizzle
Alright,
says.
He says he's pretty sure. That means he's not
Hey,
100%.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take it.
The jury is still out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go with it. If anybody wants to comment in the video, go for it. Let us know exactly what
Oh,
it is.
yeah.
Before we leave that subject,
Yes.
on my fact checking skills, right? Okay, so when she's explaining her party system, they reveal the character as she's saying per role, right?
Yep.
She said two swordsmen, so it's her and Paul.
Yep.
It said a fighter, which is another chick,
Mhm.
a thief, which is a dude,
Mhm.
and then one mage, which looks like the mom, and a cleric, which looks like a dwarf kind of guy.
Ah.
Okay.
So
alright.
if I go anything based off of that, that's what happens.
Mm.
Because
We'll
it goes
take
from
it.
them two on the bottom and rotates around counterclockwise.
Okay, gotcha. Let me just check out this image quick that you posted.
Okay.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah, makes no sense. But Tizzle has spoken, so we will stick with cleric.
Yeah.
But then go with it.
The conflict will still exist.
Yeah.
I guess I'll bring up like I thought it was interesting. They more of the lore. They brought up was it the hero something.
Oh yeah, like Pericles or whatever.
Pericles,
and
Hercules, yeah.
Lapis, I think it's the villain's name. So
The
since
demon? Yeah.
this is an
Yeah.
isekai, like you know for sure Lapis is gonna be like them. He's gonna be revived again, and that's who Lapalis, yeah, Lapalis, whatever. Like he's gonna be revived, and they got to go fight him when Rudy's an adult and have his own party. Yeah, so that's how
I
the
don't know,
isekais goes. So
Well, wasn't like in the initial game? Didn't you get Lapis? Through like basically a trade with some other Pokemon.
Lapis,
What?
what?
Lapris?
Shut up.
Dude,
Thank
Lapis.
Somebody's got
my
covered.
Sven will be here every week.
My God. Okay, so ignoring Trend.
Like, I'm gonna head. See you
Ignoring,
guys.
I think we're coming to our podcast. We're
Yeah.
going to end it here.
So
Oh God.
yeah.
Yeah,
so-
when I was just gonna say when Rudy had said like, oh, where did I remember like Lapis or whatever, and then he said like, oh, I remembered it because it was a book that Paul and his
Okay,
wife read
well-
to him. I thought it was gonna be something tied back to the real world, where like
Yeah.
the world
Yeah.
he's in now is basically a game.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
that's
thought that
just-
too.
he's been-
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
I like how I also just kind of side mention is like I like how we know Paul's name, but we have absolutely no idea what his mom's name is.
I knew Zenith's name.
Zenith?
Yeah.
Zenith, thank you.
Yeah.
I just couldn't remember it. Like I knew it before, but
Oh, I
I
had no idea.
I brain farted.
I had no
don't know,
idea. Zenith.
They mentioned Zenith way earlier, so I remember her name. Yeah.
Oh,
I'll probably still say mom.
you got to remember the waifus. You got to remember.
True.
I'm usually pretty good at that, but too many.
So,
Which mom though? There's two moms.
Oh God, that's right. The
I
other
don't-
one is Lily.
yeah, I don't remember the
Yeah,
maid's
Lilith
name.
is the maid.
Lilia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lilia. Yeah. Lilith, Lilia.
Okay,
Potato, potato.
I like Lilia more than Zenith, but anyway.
So I guess more of this episode was just like more slice of life of like just like his tutoring. I think it's only been like
Yeah.
a month. They were showing it, so
Yeah.
I can't I can't imagine like anything else important happening in this period. So I gotta think there's gotta be a time skip next episode, like the 5 years.
Yeah. I'm ready for a skip now.
Ah,
I was actually expecting the time skip to happen this episode.
I
When
thought
they
it'd
said, like, oh
be,
yeah,
I thought it'd be at
after this
least
for
the
5
end,
years.
but I don't know.
Oh yeah, I thought it was gonna be for like when they said like like I have to do this for 5 years, but then they said like but, and then they show her basically just being an absolute terror, and how she wasn't like picking up with like anything with math. Do you also like that little stuff like when they're in town and they're trying to do math? Her math made absolutely no sense, and I just
Oh,
started
yeah,
laughing.
that was good. Yeah.
That was really good. And then you have Ghislaine basically just being a beast in the background, like I can do simple math. I got this shit.
4 minus 3, 1.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep, and they got like.
And then
praise
when
the two.
Eris did a second chance to get it right, and then Rudy basically lied that she got the answer because he make you like feel
Yeah.
happy.
Well, she got it right, but wasn't it like completely?
She got it. Like she added a different equation. Like
Yeah, it was something different
like
to get the
Ghislaine,
answer.
Ghislaine did the math of like 4 minus 3 and got 1.
Yeah,
She's like,
so-
oh yeah, just add it to how many I already had, and I got 11.
So all math teachers hate Eris for not showing her work.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Like the answer is 1.
Oh god.
Basically, yeah.
Also, I don't know why you would try to like first like when that merchant like it's completely different was like when the merchant like called over Rudy to basically sell him that potion. I was like, why the fuck would you be selling this to a kid? And then but then he mentioned his dad. I was like, okay, well I guess, but still.
I mean, he
like,
probably
with
thought
that,
he came from. He probably thought he could scam like
yeah,
this
he just noticed
naive little
the,
rich
the
kid.
nice clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I also thought like the whole time too when he was talking to about the like when they were like her trying to get her like an allowance and she was actually happy about it because it essentially like earning her own money. I thought that was actually a pretty good moment as well.
I mean, it's like typical tsundere, like I don't know.
I don't know
attitude,
Tsundere,
so
though. I don't think we care about that though. You'd assume that she would just like to.
she's the
have
proud
help.
tsundere, so she can't like admit like anything. So
Yeah, but
she has to do
I
everything the
actually-
roundabout way.
like for a Tsundere moment, I actually thought it was pretty good.
I don't know. If anything, we have to blame our grandfather because of how he's like conditioned her in a sense. I mean, I thought it was pretty cringe how she came out and like asked Rudy to be her teacher by acting
the
like
beast,
a
hey,
like
it's
a
the
cat.
beast people greeting or whatever.
I thought that was
And then-
cringe. I was like, what the fuck? But then they actually have like respect for like the beast people. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, but
I
it's still,
can-
it's still
No,
pandering.
no.
Still like
I
yeah.
would
It's still
I would have
pandering,
bought
sir.
it if the grandfather didn't come over and be like, "Oh, isn't that so cute? Like you did it just perfectly."
You know,
Like,
you know that
oh,
he taught her that.
man.
yeah, he told her that. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I was like, "Oh my god."
Honestly, I don't know why, but when she did that, I thought of the cat girl from Fire Force, and I was just like, oh god. no.
Tamaki.
Yeah. Oh, I'm like, oh god, no.
Oh god.
Stop.
My
Please.
my level of hate for Tamaki was on a whole different level. I didn't get
Yeah, I mean, thankfully
So-
we don't go to anything of that nature, but
Also, side note too, it would be awesome to make your own figures. Moving on.
Oh,
yeah, I was gonna
when
bring
Rudy's
that. I'm
doing
glad you brought that up. Yeah, and he's making his own Figmas. I was like, all right.
You know, when I
I like
saw
the little nod here.
yeah, like really, like I
Well,
basically
he
would
made
be.
Roxy, which they're basically actually making. They announced like, yeah, this week, whatever, at Wonder Festival. So
Figures out, yeah.
Yeah, the figure reminded me of basically Megumin from Konosuba. It looked exactly like.
I got those
half
vibes
and-
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. But anyway, I kept thinking, damn, if I was in this world, I'd be just a trader, just make figures and sell them, and then just live off that.
There it is.
Anyway, that was just a side note.
I
Continue.
don't know. I mean, just I don't have anything much to say. It just felt like this episode, like it's
It
the most
felt
like
like,
slice
yeah,
of life it's been. So it's
Yeah.
like I think I'm ready for the time skip. Unless I don't really see what else I can do with Eris with
Mhm.
the characters here. Like I also mentioned too, like how Eris is being cocky just because she's like older than Rudy, and so naturally she's like stronger. Like obviously the
that
gap's gonna
stuff.
get closed later.
Yeah.
I would assume that. I think that's why, like, also Glenn mentioned it. Like, you're currently like older than him or bigger. No, I think older. But then
Older. She's
it's
2
like,
years older. So
like Rudy will close in on that gap, and I think it'll be
Yeah.
a little closer. But then he's a crazy at magic. Even like kind of Glenn, how like when he was talking like about Rudy about how like where he's mage first, so he has like the mindset of basically like like, if people close in on him, like it's
Mhm.
almost GG. So it's and like also like having to keep up with like it's basically like move like I don't know like there's so much like shouting that was going on with like I was trying to like pay attention to like both sides.
Yeah. I mean, I think the key takeaway was just that Rudy needs to stop like thinking so much and more act off feeling when
Yeah,
he's in
for sure.
combat. So
Yeah.
obviously he'll gain that skill in some format
definitely
in a
is-
period of time.
I feel like he'll gain it, but it's definitely coming a lot slower to him than magic was.
well, yeah, he's
So
not.
it'll take some time.
Because swordsmanship are still like it's still like a physical activity, which he's not. Whereas like I think the magic stuff is more the cheat ability he got, just because like he's one of the few people who can like just do the chantless magic.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yeah,
But-
but I guess the last closing kind of statement. Like, this was like my least favorite episode, but I think it was still solid. There was just those unnecessary moments of like, not even etchiness. It was just like it was too far. It was way too much.
for you,
It was unnecessary.
for all you degenerates out there,
Oh,
that I would just say that, like when stuff like
that was
when
the first etchiness that actually
when
like,
like a lot of these things happen, it's like it's annoying because like it's just so distracting from like the main story. Like, is this really
Yeah.
necessary?
they
Like,
didn't need it.
and it just really just turns off more people who would actually be into like the adventure stuff. Like, it just becomes like just this random etchy like main characters doing dumb things.
Yeah, they didn't
So-
need it.
Yeah.
And that guy's like,
And then I'll
30
And it's
say
like
here-
if they don't keep it balanced, it's hard to recommend the show
Yeah.
to like
Yeah.
people that like it's gonna be like just super
Like
awkward for them.
because
So
like
it's like
past the etchy stuff, like there's really good stuff, like good yeah, it's like stuff
Yeah.
here. It's just like
Yeah,
so you're
I
just-
don't
you're
want
just-
this
you're
to
just
be
making-
dragged down
you're
because
just
of
making
stuff
this
like
a
this.
barrier for yourself, like just all this,
Yeah.
just to
Yeah.
pander to like your low hanging fruit. That's
Well,
like the thing
I-
that bothers me. So
Yeah, I had a conversation with Taylor with actually Ghislaine. Like, I actually wish she had a different type of
I
outfit.
knew you were gonna drag me into this, man. I was
Yeah.
just waiting for it.
I mean, I like Ghislaine a lot. Not like her character, everything. Her, I mean, obviously for her appearance, but then it's also like I can understand where it's just like they could have like had like more of like a serious like where she could have like had like obviously more on her. Where it seemed like she could have been like taken like serious. I mean, obviously she's serious because it's just like how strong she is.
I was trying to explain to Stratton that it's like, okay, I get fan servicey etchy things, like totally. I like stuff like that too, but it depends on where you're putting it. Like I'm sitting here watching redo of a healer, right? That is like the lowest of the degenerate trash out there. Like, and I'm watching it and I enjoy it because that's exactly what I signed up for. But like in a show like this, it seems like they put a lot of effort into really telling a good story and making some parts really serious. And then you have this lady coming in. I don't know anything about her. I don't watch the show. She's got tape around her boobs. Like, I don't know, like I can't like as a female, it's just so hard when everything else is taken seriously. And she's supposed to be awesome, but she can only be awesome if her boobs are barely contained. Like it's just it's so insulting. I just can't like it feels bad to even give it my time.
Yeah,
You know what I
Brian,
mean?
Brian, was it you that said that they actually toned down Ghislaine, like design wise?
Oh my
I thought
god.
somebody mentioned that.
Yeah, Tizzle informed me on that, and I just said it. So
Okay. So
so-
the fact that in the actual source material she's even more like lewd, is that the way they take it?
I think the
I'm looking
other
at
way
Tizzle.
around.
Oh,
Like, she
other
was
way.
more
Oh.
dressed up.
Oh, really?
In the light
Okay.
novel.
Oh.
Wait,
Wow.
wait, Tizzle's
There.
he's
Yeah, we're
saying
getting our
no?
info from
No?
Tizzle right now. I'm looking.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's saying no.
So yeah, I'm
other way.
not trying to be
Other
like
way,
a party
other way.
pooper or anything. I'm just trying
So-
to explain where it comes from.
Yeah, so basically, sound like the manga or the light novel.
He was less lewd.
She was less lit. Okay, more lewd than anime. God damn it,
But
people!
at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, you have to remember her eyes are up here. So just look at that, okay?
Honestly, I will say with Ku, I noticed it at first, but honestly, I haven't really cared about her design like afterwards. Like
I'm
how
so
lewd
used
or
to these
anything.
type of
I was
I was like,
designs.
whatever.
yeah, I mean it's not really.
Yeah,
fair.
Glaine's she's just a badass. I don't care what she's
Yeah.
wearing. She could wear like a piece of dental floss, and I'd be like,
I mean,
some people might like
My
it, but it's
God.
like,
At the end of the day, she's still gonna kill you or beat your ass.
yeah,
man.
Yeah.
she's still gonna
You
do
better
like
keep
her
your eyes
her
up here.
shimpo with the
Yeah.
crimson blade. So
Guys, what if it's part of a
Um,
tactic, right? If
yeah.
you're dressed more lewd, you're gonna distract the
Oh
enemy,
my
so it's
God.
easy to kill us, right?
honestly,
Like,
yeah,
Guys,
less
this is-
weight on you. You know, it's like.
This is a kill, guys. No, but no, I see both sides. Like honestly, like I've watched so many things, like it doesn't really affect me in any way. But then talking to Taylor, I was like, oh yeah, that like it's actually like not a normal thing to be wearing nothing and being a beast.
I'll just say too, like
So-
I mean, like
Yeah.
just like the way they.
Figure.
I'll just say like the author too, like he's I feel like he's not doing a good job deflecting the criticisms of especially Rudy. Like he's making all these excuses.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's not he just needs to own up saying like he just wants like an etchy main character, not like trying to make the excuse of like, oh, this is important for his character or anything. Just be
Yeah.
honest, man. Like don't try
Yeah.
like excuse it. So
I don't know. To defend him though, like at the end of the day, it is about money, and if you need to like flip flop in a
I don't
sense
think
or
it's
switch
that. I
sides,
feel like,
to
there's-
maintain
I
it.
feel like these authors
Maybe that's the
are
thing.
not really more about
Dude,
money.
girls can give money as well. Like, have some etchy dudes. Girls like that stuff too. Why is it always
Yeah,
geared
Paul.
towards
Have you
you
not seen
guys?
Paul? Oh my god,
That
if
man's
Paul's
a
real,
fucking stud, dude.
man, you
Wait,
have no idea.
Fucking stud.
Oh,
I mean, he
man.
is, but he's wearing a lot of clothes though. He needs.
Hey
a,
man, not
couple
not when
scenes.
he's doing the.
he's just
know?
unbuttoning a few buttons. It would be
What are you
fine.
talking about? What's the name?
Paul,
Paul, he's
Okay, let
really
me look.
bad. Apparently he's
He's what, Trent? Finish your sentence.
he's very popular amongst the women.
Okay, let me look.
that's an understatement.
No matter the race, yeah. No matter the race, like if you're a beast lady or whatever, apparently he's fought them all. In a sense.
Yeah, he's had a few. You know, there's been a good amount of like fan service scenes for the ladies as well. But then you have to watch
I
the
mean,
show
it's
to.
30 years only just Paul. We don't have
The man
any
is
other
living-
in there guys.
The man is living with 2 wives. I mean, it's like the guy. Yeah, he's fought the. I mean, he's gone against the odds.
He's in the anime already? I Google
Yeah.
searched them and there's like no images.
I
Only
mean,
manga
Yeah,
images.
for the people that are watching, don't Google Paul's name at all, because the bunch of shit's gonna pop up. Like I did that one time. Not a good
I
idea, by the way.
way.
Yeah,
I
no,
second that. Looking down, yeah, don't look.
Sorry.
I'm googling Ghislaine images.
Ooh.
Hopefully, no spoilers there.
I mean, yeah, I suppose.
Okay. Do we have anything else we want to say about Tensei before we wrap it up?
We'll probably wrap it up. Yeah, we're kind of getting
I
up.
think we're
Even though like this was there was a lot of unnecessary moments. Like I still think it's a solid show. Like they're still doing everything else really well.
Taylor just
Even like
has it in the chat too if you want to click the link. But
yeah, even if episodes that feel like slightly filler in a sense, like they're still solid.
I'll say so Tizzle it's calling me on chat saying I'm not ready for the time skip, that there's still more things, so we'll see. It just feel like I don't know. I'm just saying, like, just from my perspective, like, it just felt like there wasn't much in this episode. Like, I feel like I've seen enough of, like, of this town or whatever that they're in. Unless I am missing something important. So, we'll see, Tizzle.
I mean, yeah, I definitely would want a time skip, but I feel like there's still a lot more information.
If there's a good reason to, then sure. But for now, based on this episode, I feel like I'm ready for time skip.
I mean, honestly, if they're planning on making this show like a long-running show, I'm fine. I'm fine with them taking their time with it, or how they're going about it. Because as long as we get more, I'm fine. I can manage. But if this is like the only 11 episodes we get, let's get this time.
It's 2 seasons, sir. Stop saying 11 episodes. I don't know why you keep getting that, but it's 2 seasons.
I don't see the second part of it.
It's 2 seasons, sir. It's 23.
Are they going to take a break then?
Probably, but it's 23 at least. I don't know why you keep it's 11.
I see them breaking. I update my anime list, sir. I'm the only one that probably does it.
God, just giving you these lies with these 11 episodes, man.
Anyway, I think we should probably close it.
Yeah, that's it for Mushoku Tensei. Move on to one of the big ones, ReZero.
I cried.
Man,
You
what
cried.
an
This was
yeah.
so sad. I swear to God, like this broke my heart. Stratton had dry eyes. Like he just doesn't care at all.
Which is very shocking for me. I just don't feel anything about the show anymore. I feel so bad, but I cry over everything else.
I didn't really feel much emotion with this either, so. I mean, it was sad. It's like I just wait to expect it, so I didn't really.
Like, there's something about Amelia. I felt attached to her from like the first second she was introduced. I can't explain it. It was just like intrinsic. And every time she cries and feels sad, I just cry and feel sad too. And it just makes me feel terrible. But like,
Cool. Yes, Rem.
He knew. I
Wait,
too
what?
cried when I realized Rem wasn't coming back.
oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say I didn't feel like anything. I definitely had like some emotional moments, not like full blown tears or anything, but really this episode we got to see how much of a bitch Pandora really is.
Yeah,
for what
she's
she was doing
terrible.
to Amelia. Especially, when they're doing the whole key and she's like, oh, you can either keep your promise and I can't be, responsible for what happens, or you can give me the key and everybody will be fine. And it's like, bitch, like, one way or another, everybody's dying. Like, stop taking advantage of this, like, young girl. Like,
Little child. Yeah.
Exactly. But,
Well, and then the fact that she had the audacity to think that, like, when she kills Fortuna and Geese, that, like, she would actually give the key, put the key in the seal to open it. She's like, oh, would you look at that? I guess it didn't work. I guess I'm just going to slowly back away now and disappear. Oh, I don't want you to be mad at me. Let me erase your memories, too, while you slowly freeze up. I was like, man, this fucking bitch, dude.
No, I do have one question. And I should have just like gone back to watch, but did she purposely screw up Juice's vision, or was that just purely an effect of the?
That was Juice, yeah.
Okay.
Was it him?
yeah, I think it was an
wasn't sure
effect.
she just like had that extra like knife.
I thought it was
Actually,
her.
it could be both.
I thought it was
both.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Because he kept switching. I don't know. I felt like it was her because
It
they.
could have just been blood in his eyes, yeah.
But it was blood in his eyes. It wasn't blurry. But like they showed before how like when Fortuna was attacking her, she thought she hit Amelia. I thought that was supposed to be a foreshadow of like what she did to Juice, where like he kept switching back and forth. So I thought it was her doing that.
I think it could look at both, but I'd agree that it's more likely that it was Pandora, because we even saw like in the beginning she kind of has like the ability to just control like time and space and like manipulation of like
I'm-
reality almost.
I'm
But a
really
big
tired.
bitch. Man, she is like my most wanted criminal. I do not like her. Can't wait for her to go down.
I'm really
Yeah.
tired of these villains that basically just can't die. They're like gods, and you always have to like beat them in
That's
some
like
other way.
anime
Well,
in
I don't
general.
think that's true. We
I'm
just
so
haven't
tired
learned
of
how to
that trope,
beat her
though.
yet.
I know it's what.
No, that's not true. We just haven't learned how to beat her yet. There's always a way to
Yeah.
beat
That's
them.
my
I
point.
If
How?
anything,
How? Please tell me how you're gonna beat
don't
that.
know how yet. I'm not the writer
yo,
of this.
all right, hold on, we have Subaru now, all right? We
Yeah.
have the man.
guys, this is basically just like a fetch quest. You're just fetching certain things you need to basically collect to destroy this lady or girl, lowly, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's basically they're just going to have to collect things to like break her godliness so that they can actually destroy her somehow.
Yeah, I feel like though it's gonna be like with Rem, where we're not gonna get any closure to
God,
Pandora
no.
for like
Absolutely
a
not.
long time. Yeah, probably
Yeah.
hasn't even still happened.
Oh, no.
knowing,
Yeah,
knowing
there's
this
absolutely no
series,
way.
so.
Like,
Probably.
I think definitely like Pandora. I mean, obviously with her abilities, she's like the final boss of this. I would assume this entire show.
You think so?
Dude, usually
She's like
when
Really?
okay,
she's the strongest
Okay,
so
guys.
far. I don't really know
Usually,
what else
like-
could go for.
Yeah.
how do
Yeah,
you
that's
kill?
true.
Well,
you
because-
basically blow her up, and she
Yeah,
comes
'cause you
back.
Because-
Yeah.
Well, you do
Yeah.
have to think, like, if you look at like Subaru and Amelia is like the main characters. This is like a villain from Amelia's past, so it does kind of seem like she could be endgame.
I mean, like
top villain.
we always thought that the witches were gonna be like the main villains, and then so I think maybe Tatuya could be the main villain, but it doesn't seem like even her could be the main villain. So right now, the only really evil one is just Pandora.
Pandora.
Like
So
And these
as
other
far
dudes.
as Subaru goes, then is Roswell kind of Subaru's like main antagonist, or do you think
I
there's
still
someone
don't get
further
that.
beyond
I
that?
don't-
Like,
I think
I don't know.
I think
Roswell
what-
is
like, I
just
wouldn't
like trying to
think
be
so,
so
right?
cool and edgy.
Like,
Like,
I
I
don't
don't
I mean,
get
hey,
get
him, yeah.
we got Clown Roswell back this episode.
yeah, I think
so-
whatever's going on with
All
Roswell,
that
I think
matters.
they'll solve it this arc. Like I think they just gotta get them
Oh,
on
yeah,
their
yeah.
side.
Seems
Like,
minor,
he's
yeah.
just gotta admit defeat, and then he has to work for Subaru now, or
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that, all right. The only thing I
Yeah.
can think of is like, like basically like the only thing I think of this next is like the was it the royal selection thing? Like he'll probably make like I guess I think Roswell made like he wanted so hard to make Amelia like the selection for his own purpose, but I think now he has to do it for Subaru. Like,
Subaru.
I mean,
That
it could be
makes
worse. You know.
That makes
What's the
sense.
point of
Ro-
the royal selection again? Like, when is that happening? Is that relevant? Like, it just feels like it was
Don't
like
know.
some.
It's like
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, I don't
political-
remember. Like, what is the outcome if you're selected?
Yeah.
Like
Like,
the-
we just make the laws and everything of the land, or
I forget. Like
I'll tell you what. I'll let you know as soon as Ren comes back. All right.
I think
We'll
I think
know.
that's by far
Sleep.
I think by far that's like the biggest flaw in the show is like they're opening so many different fucking like branches out
Mhm.
that they
Yeah.
have to calm it down. They have to basically start like wrangling things
Well-
in, like or like just
Mhm.
basically finishing things. It's just like they keep branching out more and more.
that's like
It
It's
really
just
does
a
just
thing.
seem like a book series to me. Like, it seems like this
That's
is
like-
something that's but like meant to be read and not watched. Like, it
Oh,
reminds me
God,
of
yeah.
like Game of Thrones with how many characters there are,
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
timelines. Like, I'm not
That's-
okay. Like, I'm not trying to say it's as
That's
good as
why
Game
No,
of
no, no,
Thrones.
in the
but-
light
No,
novel.
but like
so-
that's like isekai light novels in general. Like, because I was gonna mention this in Mushoku Tensei as well. How like there's like the first like arc whatever it gives you intro, and then like but then there's always something like they always go somewhere new, and there's always something like coming up like every single time about getting solved. So
Yeah.
even though that ReZero is supposed to be like a deconstruction of the isekai genre, but like there's still a lot of like plot holes in it like wrap up. So
Yeah.
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 I mean, if
it's-
anything, go ahead, Stratton.
No, I was gonna say it's definitely a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, if anything, it's good that we're now kind of moving past the
Sanctuary.
flashback.
Thank
Yeah,
God.
Sanctuary. And I think in next week's the preview was Garfield fighting the assassin lady in the
that's in the
mansion.
OP.
so-
That's all I
Oh.
saw.
But-
So
Oh, really?
there's
the
a lot of
part-
things in the OP that I feel like kind of spoiled.
Oh
the
yeah,
rest
I
of the
forgot.
season.
We finally got the OP
We
this
finally
week.
got
We got
the
the whole
OP. Yeah,
opening
guys.
song,
But-
which I really like the opening song.
Yes,
so-
this
I
one was
actually-
much better.
I actually didn't mind it. But the one thing where I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, is when they said like that she only cleared the first stage of the sanctuary.
Well, she did
Yeah.
say no. I was gonna
Hey,
say
Eris knew that though.
she said like the next two won't be too hard for Amelia because she said that the first one is
Yeah,
the
right,
hardest. Which
so-
I'm like, really like I don't get that
you
structure.
gonna trust her? You gonna trust her?
I mean, I don't
That's a
really
debating bullshit
I
right
don't,
there.
I'm kind of with David. I don't
Okay, no,
I
it's
don't
a
really
lot.
get like if we look at what this trial was for Amelia, like I don't really get what was so hard.
Like, well, like I know
Yeah,
Super,
I mean,
Super
Yeah,
did the second
but she
trial.
cleared her mind.
Like,
Yeah,
like Super did the second trial, and it's like I don't remember if he passed or not, because it's not like he avoided
Yeah.
he avoided like the temptation, whatever. But like I don't know what the third trial is, so like
Wait, so the trial where he ran into his parents?
that's
Was
the
that
first
the
one.
first or
That's the first one.
What's
What
Where
was the second one?
he has to deal with
what was
regrets.
the one in the school?
Yeah, that's the first trial where he has to
Oh,
deal
that's
with
first trial.
regrets of his past.
Yeah, what was the second one?
Okay.
then?
Second one's like he had to like not give him temptations. Like there was one about like that where Rem showed up, but it was an illusion.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was from
yeah,
like the
okay,
witch of
yep.
like
Mhm.
lust or whatever. I think
Right.
she
Yeah.
told him the
Okay.
illusion. So
Dude,
Hmm.
I
That was a
totally
garbage
forgot
one.
about that.
He's already
shit.
done temptation with Rem. She already like basically like admitted to him and
So, like-
everything came out, all that stuff.
So like I don't remember
That's
if
not bad.
Subaru passed that or not, but then like it made it sound like like the two trials were supposed to be like were like almost as hard as the first one, but then we say like oh two trials are just whatever. It's like what's the whole point then of doing 3 trial structure if the first one is gonna be the
Yeah.
hardest?
Oh man, I just realized we're gonna have the more probably flashbacks of Beatrice and Roswell from the past because they kind of just like lightly dashed that in.
It's so weird, but I actually want to know more about Beatrice now. And like the first season, I didn't care at all about her.
Yeah.
So
now I wanna know
you
more.
hated her first
I
season.
hope-
I
but
did
I'm
not hate
curious
her.
too.
I didn't hate her. I didn't care about her.
I didn't really care much about her either, but
So,
there's a spoiler
it
about
was
Yeah.
I
different.
feel like there's a spoiler of her in the opening that someone's prediction got right. So
Uh-oh.
Ooh, who's? Actually, no, don't say that. Don't say it.
so
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
so
I was
Probably-
wondering if it's me, but we'll see.
so I think
But
maybe since like they got the opening and there's a lot of spoilers in the opening, I think maybe after the trials are done, they'll start rushing through like Sanctuary and Mansion. Doesn't sound like the fight's gonna be dragged out.
Yeah.
We'll see. This show has been dragging out pretty hardcore.
well, I mean, with the
Mm.
with the opening showing there, I think cat's out of the bag as to how the rest of the season's gonna go. I think it's gonna end at them finishing the mansion arc.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
figured.
Yeah.
Even do it like this, like just not have an opening for like the entire season,
That's
then
always
throw
been-
it in
that's
near
always
the
been-
end,
It's
and then have
always kind of a
spoilers.
weird
Like, what
thing
the
of
fuck?
ReZero.
But that's always been Re:Zero. Like it's always
Yeah.
been like
It's so
forever
weird.
before they show the
Yeah.
opening.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
trying.
but this opening had tons of spoilers though. Like if you
Yeah.
would have seen this before like realizing what Amelia went through in her past, like the impact of her past reveal wouldn't have been there.
It's a bit
So-
impactful, yeah.
I would have
Yeah.
thought
I
like
think
if
it's
you guys would. Go ahead, David.
I think it's more just like they're trying to like put in as much. They don't want to like waste time with like opening and ending, so they're trying to cram in as much things without having
That's what I was thinking.
to like
too.
put in the 4
I'm all
minutes.
for it, man. The 29-minute or 28-minute episodes, I love that.
Well, the one thing with the opening though, I would have just connected it with the movie, with Amelia's movie. If you guys would have watched,
okay.
if you guys,
The
if you
Frozen
guys,
I know I still need to watch it. I
It's
can
like-
do that tomorrow.
There's still
You guys
I'll think
should
about
watch
it.
it. It's so good.
the one thing
It is
that I
actually really good, yeah.
mentioned is that, like I thought. See, the one thing that I had a question about this episode was that I thought the whole thing was like Puck was some reason like hiding her memories, but then we found out it's Pandora that like was
Mhm.
messing with it. So what's the whole point of
Yeah.
like Puck? Like I guess I guess I thought Amelia this whole time after the OVA, I thought she came out of the ice thing when she was like her same age or a little bit younger.
yeah,
But it sounds
Yeah,
like
same.
from this flashback, she came out when she was still a little kid. So maybe there's still like that memory gap that we don't know about from when she was a kid
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
now.
That's a good
And
point.
David, have you watched the movie?
Yeah. So maybe
Okay,
maybe
yeah,
the
okay.
OVA, like when she's like hanging out with all those villagers, maybe that's like the gap between like before she met Roswell or whatever. It's like her growing
Yeah.
up like as a kid to like
With
like,
Puck, yeah.
having to like take care of herself, whatever, in like the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
some
think
reason,
it- yeah.
and Puck just randomly showed up somewhere in between, but
Yeah,
he wasn't.
yeah.
He wasn't like the cause for like her memory thing holding back. So I don't know why they had to get rid of Puck from her contract.
I feel like there's just still a lot about Puck that we have yet to learn.
But I think there's also a lot
Yeah,
of stuff
for
too
sure.
that like the anime hasn't covered that was probably covered in the light novels because kind of like how David was saying, like what was the point of basically Puck? Like how in what way was he like interfering?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like that much. I don't think they're hiding stuff. They cut stuff in light novel. It still feels like they're trying their best to like give as much as they can. Cause like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we I mean
Like, yeah,
like
well.
we're, even us like here we're complaining about like season 2 like dragging on. and,
Yes.
and stuff. So I don't think they're cutting anything from the light novel. I think they're trying their best to keep all the stuff that's been in it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they explain like why Puck mattered because
It sounds like
Pandora.
it's the light novel. Like they're probably like, so maybe let's say eventually. So it's
Yeah.
really more light novel.
I'm sure
than
we'll
the
get it at
anime.
some point. I don't think there's ever been anything to give us concern of like why they won't explain something. I think
Yeah.
everything's been explained at some point. It may not be at the pacing we like it, but
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be there.
I
Hopefully.
mean, yeah, I still enjoy season 2 even with all the pacing like the
Well, see,
Yeah.
I've never had a
issues,
problem
so-
with the pacing. Like, the pacing has never been a problem for me. It's always just been like, they do open up so many threads, and sometimes, like, there's so many threads open, I forget which ones close, I forget which ones are in a
I
different
mean
timeline. Like, I just feel like it needs an
forget the
anime
other-
form. It's not a light novel where you can kind of, like, sit there and reread it or whatever. They
It's
need
like
to be a
you
little bit
said
more clear.
previously, Sailor, where it would really benefit from having like a lore
Recap.
snippet, or a recap
Oh,
in,
yeah.
in terms of like in the
The
middle of
middle.
like the
Mhm.
episode,
Mhm.
like Attack on Titan. So
Where you just
Mhm.
pause, you can read like the entire page
Yes.
and then move on.
Yeah, it's not even I've never had a problem with the pacing. The pacing's fine. I love the characters and I love the world, so I'm fine with a slow pace to like really delve into it. I just want to delve into it and understand it, you know?
I can see that too. I would like to move forward.
I just want to know what's behind the damn door, but I know we're not going to get that for like 4 or
I know,
5
right?
seasons. So
How,
I
how long
mean-
did you guys have to wait to see what was in the basement for AOT?
3 seasons.
Or
Yeah.
3
Oh yeah, and
Okay.
end of 3
Yeah.
seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
three
yeah.
full
So-
seasons.
At least 3 seasons then.
So I mean, for me, like season
Yeah.
1, though, I want to know more about the witches. That was like the most interesting for me. I guess for me, it's still like Satilia. I want to know more about her, and like, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that was definitely one of the peaks of the earlier part of the second season when we got to see all the witches
Yep.
and Echidna's.
That's
like,
why I
realm.
guess I really enjoy these things because I really want to know what the witches. So
Guys, I just want to see Beatrice make a pact with either either be Amelia or
mean-
Subaru. It's gonna be one of them.
I mean, just look at the OP.
No, I know. I'm still gonna hold. I'm gonna say Subaru. If it's Amelia, I'm gonna be very
Look away.
disappointed.
I guess I was not paying attention. I was just too busy jamming out.
Dude, even before, like way before, I was saying like, okay, I for some reason I just got the vibes. It's gonna be Subaru. I'm gonna be very disappointed if it's Amelia. I want Subaru to have it out.
All right,
I want to see that. And then 10 out of 10.
just
Anyway.
keep waiting. Yeah.
Yep. We've hit the 15.
Yeah. I think I've said all.
Dude, these last few episodes have been awesome. So
Mhm.
Juice
Yeah.
is Juice.
Again,
RIP,
it's,
man.
I'll just say it's
I know,
interesting.
I feel so bad for him.
I wanna say-
Yeah, Juice was actually a beast.
He was awesome. What a good guy.
I just want to say it's interesting comparing this to Subaru's like first
Well-
trial, where Subaru's is all about his character, and this is so much about the lore in general besides Amelia's character.
Way better.
On the last point, what do you think Pandora said to Juice to get him to come with her?
I think
Or
it was
do you
already
think it
going
was just
crazy.
something like
I think
I think
it was already
it
going
was the same
crazy at that
stuff,
point.
yeah.
So
is that he completely gone insane?
He was
Just
gone.
like
Yeah.
everything's
Well,
fucked, so he just
yeah.
left with her.
like
If something along the lines of, if you don't want to destroy everything further, then you
Yeah,
have
like
to come
with me.
Like,
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I had assumed.
she,
Just like
like-
real high level, but
she's the reason why he keeps like repeating like love so much, or like even like in
Yeah.
his normal present day because of her.
yeah,
Like when he
true.
meets Subaru.
Yep.
Oh,
Dude, Kirito voice actor, man. He's so good.
God,
That guy's so good.
Sure, his clown voice so creeps me out.
He's so good at it, though. He can
Yeah,
do everything.
Yeah, it just
he
creeps me
can't do
out.
so
everything.
good.
It just creeps me out.
AKA, he's doing his job.
Yeah. So we're in there for ReZero and Krito's creepy clown voice.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to Dr. Stone because we got a fucking tank.
Dude,
Oh man,
I didn't-
the
okay.
Steam Gorilla.
I
yeah.
I don't know if carbon fiber or carbon resin is like that simple to make with just like paper and plastic layered on top of each other,
Yeah,
but I feel
They-
like industrial methods, or it's like it's not as strong as people think, or like the industrial methods way more complicated, but whatever.
I think
Yo,
I think they
let's-
stretched that out a little bit, but
let's just agree. If Senku said it, then it must be true.
dude, I immediately,
Yeah,
you
I
don't,
don't
you
even
don't question
him.
question the
Einstein,
man.
all right?
Right?
Like the stuff that's happening in this show, like whatever they say, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna
It
Google
was
it.
like one of the few times.
Are
it's
you a
like-
scientist?
Okay.
No?
No.
All right
no,
then. Let's
I'm
move
not.
on.
I'm not an expert on material science, but this is one of the times it's like I really need to question this. But
Dude, no, just go with it. Just go with it and call it. It's good.
You're ruining it for yourself,
But
sir.
the one thing that I mentioned before, like in previous episodes, that I hated about Tsukasa is how this fucker just
I was
knows.
gonna mention that too, like how
Right. fucker just
Yeah.
knows.
Senku is
I
probably
hate it
making a
so
tank,
much.
so let's make anti-tank traps.
Yeah.
I just
Or
thought he was trying
not,
myself.
not a tank, but a vehicle. I was
vehicle.
like, because when I saw that trap down, I was like, oh god. And then they started. I was like, don't say it. Don't you dare fucking say it. And they said it. I
Literally
was like,
panned to him.
yeah.
And then
I was
Hogo's just like, I get it now. And it's just like, fuck.
yeah.
You're
The
a genius.
one thing I've hated so much about this show is just like how he can somehow tell like before what Senku does it. I was like, no fucking way. I hate it again. Oh god, I don't know.
Don't be jealous, man.
Dude,
Don't be
Tsukasa's
jealous.
the worst part of the show. Like I love this show, but Tsukasa is the worst part of it. I can't stand it.
I
Okay.
mean, if you think about it, if you really think about it, right? If you have an OP MC, you gotta have an OP antagonist too. Otherwise, it's just not fair. Think of Slime, right? You
Okay.
have
I
this
mean,
Slime guy who's
he's-
super
he's-
strong,
he's
but,
OP
no,
in-
but there's no contest to him
But like
whatsoever.
the thing is, he's OP in strength, but like he's also like
Yes.
fairly good at deduction and like and mental and logic thinking too. So
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
what we've seen with Senku is basically he has the smarts, but he has absolutely no strength whatsoever. He couldn't even hold that gymnastics girl down. And then so it's like at the same time it's gotta be the same with Tsukasa. Like I mean they're making this guy sound like he has both worlds, where he can predict shit, but yet he doesn't know science, where he's not able to like advance stuff. And it's just like that's the one thing that I hate. I hate so much.
Yeah.
Because it's just like at the same time it's like, oh, like this is the next step, but then at the same time like in this situation Senku should know that he knows and should go to the next step, and it's one of those what do
Yeah,
they call 4D chess or some garbage.
It honestly feels
Exactly,
like
bro.
it feels like such a cop out because it is one of those things like
Yeah.
from the opening and from this you're just like, oh, they have a tank now. Like, okay, how is Tsukasa and I'm going to deal with the tank? And then this was just like the easiest way to be like, okay, I'm super deductive in OP as well.
Yeah, and
I'm
the
just
thing
gonna
is,
foresee this.
yeah, they're gonna purposely bait him out in the opening, so then they would then build a vehicle to drive to him to bust into it. I'm thinking, come on, this is way too much.
Yeah.
Which this is but I mean, I still love the show, but
I hate to say it, like everything that happened in this episode, like thought it was fine. I thought it was great as usual.
Oh,
Star
same.
Wars, but for me, the peak of this episode was the interaction between Senku and the older
the old people,
villages.
yeah.
Or the village,
Oh,
the
yeah.
old people.
Yeah.
That part, I was like, damn, like
that was good.
this is good. Like even they pan to Senku and him getting like choked up a little bit for like
Yeah.
what he's
Well,
doing,
that's what the
why
show-
he's fighting for.
That's
So
what
Yeah.
the show does really well. Is like it shows like the really human side of Senku. Like even though he's always
Mhm.
thought like he's brought up as like this super smart genius character, and like other shows like they always show like the smart like characters as different, but like here they're really trying to show Senku has his human side to him too. And then Tsukasa
Yeah.
also thinking like besides the vehicle part, he's also thinking like, oh, Senku like won't abandon a friend because that's the type of person he is. So and
you
then
don't
again,
know
Yeah.
you don't know Senku,
and
man.
then again like
You know, for 2 days.
like season
Well-
one did a good job of like just having good emotional moments too. So for
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I would give Tsukasa an out for like him being weak of friends and stuff like that, because it wasn't in the first season when like the one
Oh, that's true.
individual got kidnapped and then Senku basically met him like in the worst place. So he kind of knew from that of like, okay, Senku cares about people. He's gonna come no matter what the situation is.
Yeah,
so.
they even had that little conversation too that basically said like in a different world or a different time, like they would have been like best friends,
Mhm.
or they would have been friends. I don't know about best
Yeah.
friends, but
No,
they
they
would've
were the best of friends, sir.
they would have been
best.
very good friends. They would have been very good friends, which I don't really see that in any way, but but whatever.
Man, don't be so
Yeah.
rude.
If Senku agrees,
man.
if Senku agrees, like I have to
We'll
agree.
get that spin-off manga soon.
All I gotta
Oh,
say
God.
is, you guys are
Done.
looking too into it. Just let them have their 4D chess match, right? And let's see how it works out.
you're not supposed to have a 40 chess match with Tsukasa though. That's a thing. It's like you need
Yeah, it's
equal
like-
for Senku to have a 40 chess
Yeah.
match.
It's like
No,
I-
no.
go ahead.
It's, no, like he's good, but he's not Senku good, So Senku's always going to come out on top, but it's nice to have a little resistance every now and then, So this is fine. This is fine.
Sure.
You guys are reading into it too much. Just enjoy it, man.
It's the
Just
only
enjoy
okay,
it.
I enjoy it.
I
for
can't.
I enjoy it so much, but that's the one part that I just can't let go.
Okay, so I mean,
Like I can't stand it.
that's the part that bothers Strain. I'm still like I enjoy the science part, just like it's just the
Oh,
shonen
yeah.
parts that like bother me, like when they
Just
start
fucking
fighting.
Get it out of here. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna look forward to the fighting, but I'm still
I
curious.
still don't know what kind of fighting it's gonna have though. Like it's
I'm just curious about like what's going on Scott with Yuji and Yuzuhara, what they're gonna do with
Kyoga?
like with trying to bring people in, and also with was
Oh,
it with the archer guy Yukio whatever.
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to know what's up. What's he gonna do? Like, how is he?
I
Gonna
feel like
portray?
they're definitely gonna play a part in terms of like the tank trap.
Mhm.
Because it's led to think like, oh no, like they're screwed because Tsukasa has insane foresight, but they're
Oh.
probably gonna do something to prevent that.
I think Chrome's gonna break out himself.
Chrome, yeah, I forgot
Yeah.
that Chrome noticed that
Yeah,
they
he's
were,
gonna-
trying to rescue him. So
Yeah, he's gonna somehow break out himself, I think, and then I don't think they're gonna have to worry about the tank, being destroyed there.
mhm.
They can use
Yeah.
it for something else because I think Yuzuriha, no, sorry, what's her the blonde girl? She even
Nikki?
said, I think somebody, yeah, she said like we can use the tank for something else besides just breaking into to save Chrome. So I think they're gonna use this for.
right.
Oh no,
So-
no, not Nike. Koku,
Kohaku?
Kohaku, yeah.
Kohaku?
Kohaku, yeah.
Kohaku.
I think
I
one of the
need
other
to get these
blonde
names down.
chick.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, Kohaku. I think they're gonna use the tank for something else, or with whatever they were mainly mentioning, because I think Chrome's gonna break himself out.
Definitely.
So, but I don't know. It's like it's still bad. That's the one thing I just hated. But I'm hoping that that this arc will just kind of end Tsukasa, and then we can just move on to something else because I hate Tsukasa. He's ruining the show for me.
We'll
Oh,
see.
God.
I shouldn't say ruining because I'm still really enjoying the show.
Like, if they're not gonna,
It's-
I don't want to focus all the science on just battle. I want like more like civilization building, kind of like Slime Shell,
Yeah.
but better. So I want to see more more science, like building up like the villages and stuff.
what sucks though, I don't think we're gonna get any more of that though. This arc just 'cause
Not
it's
this
the
season,
Clone
Not
Wars.
for
sorry,
sure,
but I'm saying
yeah.
like, after
Yeah.
after Sakasa, whatever.
Oh
the
yeah,
future
yeah, I love
is.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, yeah.
Because we're
I'm
getting
really
far,
actually
so
hoping.
I want to see like more stuff.
Sir, the tank. They have the tank.
Yes, the tank.
Yes.
Because
The
it's
Steam
basically
Gorilla or
it's just,
whatever
it's
it's
just a
called?
basic Steam engine. So maybe hopefully get a train later.
Oh, I'm sure they'll definitely be building into some other
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
really fun. Anyway, I think I'm good.
Yeah. So let's keep it for
Bucks
Dr.
Castle.
Stone, and then I guess Higurashi. All right. So
Oh, baby. So
you want to start yours off?
I
Koo?
have to know. Is this still part of the Nekoma or whatever storyline, or is it going more towards like an original route? Taylor, do you know?
Sir
Uh,
Nekoma is from Haikyuu.
Oh,
yeah,
no-
I'm like, what are you
or-
talking?
yeah, sorry. What was the name of that last?
I think Nekomata is I think's the
Nekomata?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna. I thought I was completely kidding. I thought there was actually a Nekoma. And I was just giving you shit.
No.
Yeah.
So
So
Neko something, but
What's Neko something?
that there's like the
The-
subtitle of the arc. It's like village
Oh, okay.
something, but like
Mhm.
in Japanese, I think it's like Nekomata.
Oh, okay. I believe this is all original. I think everything from here on out is original or
Yeah,
new.
okay. So as of right now, we're just trying to dive deeper into what drove. It looks like it was just Satoko's doing. What drove her to drag Rika into this like never-ending loop, and it looks like they were able to get to the school, and we see what happened to Rika before she got transported back to Higurashi. They did hint at it before that that's what occurred before, but we never really knew why. Even Rika herself didn't know why. And it looks like with Satoko like failing to meet school and not having as much fun as she would have had with Rika back in the village, she starts to despise Rika because Rika is just flourishing in this environment. You know, her dreams coming true, and then they were supposed to enjoy these moments together, but since they're not, Satoko is going down this dark path. And at the end of the episode, you do hear cicadas cry. So I think this is the part where it goes from like a happy ending in a sense back to the dark world of.
Oh, I didn't even notice the cicadas
the
crying.
village.
Is that why it's called when they cry?
I guess so.
Yes,
I guess.
yes,
Okay.
it is
Okay.
indeed.
Yeah. So finally, the title
Title-
makes sense.
Title, yeah. I just want to
So,
say,
I was
like,
a little bit
It's like signaling like Silent Hill when the sirens go off.
I was a little bit confused about the timing. So is this current time or is this a flashback to what originally happened?
I don't think we know.
I think this is a flashback to when.
Oh,
It's-
okay.
It fits
to
a
when like they
flashback,
finally
yeah.
had a happy ending, right?
Mhm.
Because I think they showed it maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago
I
where
think it was 2
the
episodes
doctor,
ago, or well, oh, never mind.
yeah,
I'm
but
talking-
where,
I'm
but where the doctor and the photographer was like hugging each other and it was a
Oh,
happy ending.
That was like, yeah, I think that was 2 episodes ago. But I think 3 episodes
No.
ago we had the cliffhanger hanging with Satoko and like the looper eyes, and so I think this
No,
whole thing is like it's like a flashback to before like we found out that Satoko was like the looper.
no, not. I think there was 2 instances, if I remember correctly. There was one where it actually just had like the main cast without Hanyu, and then the second time they showcased that happy ending, Hanyu was there, which to me was kind of weird because she popped
Yeah.
out of nowhere in a sense.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like the episode without Hanyu, that's when Rika was still she's still trapped in the loop, and but we found out it was Satoko was the looper, and then the next episode after that is when they had Hanyu, and that's when they start doing this weird like normal route where that the end of that episode is when Rika showed the entrance exam study guide to Satoko, and then that led to this episode.
Okay.
See,
So-
I thought that originally she had said that she'd gone on without Satoko, so I thought this was current time, where she was like trying it out with Satoko with her. That's what I thought. That was how I interpreted it. I'd have to go back and rewatch for like the specifics, but
yeah, because I think it is. I have to go back too because like I do remember that part. Maybe yeah.
yeah, because she said she
That's what-
left the village, and
That's what I'm
Satoko had
confused about
implied that
too.
she like missed
Yeah.
her. Yeah.
Unless they like deliberately left that out during the last time when they mentioned that Rika left, they didn't mention that the whole Satoko angle just to make sure we didn't like suspect her right away. So I don't know.
It was either that or maybe Satoko was blocking out that portion of her memory out. Because if you remember, like Rika's memory wasn't fully intact every time she died. She would lose her memories of what happened during that time, during that time loop. So maybe that was something that was intentionally left out because of Satoko.
Yeah. So we'll have to see.
I'm not really sure.
It's like it's
Yeah.
not really clear right now.
Mhm.
So I just want
I
to say
have to
like
admit, though. Go ahead.
I just want to say like I don't really care about about like Satsuko's reasoning for any of this. Like man, that's just cruel. Like making Rika go through all that just because you're like feeling left out. Like that's just I have no sympathy
Yeah.
for Satoko.
I find it really creepy that Rika fits in so well in this environment. Like this school seems freaking miserable. Like why would you want to go there or have anything to do with this school? When I would prefer to
think-
stay in my village too, especially if it meant that I wouldn't have to potentially be tortured every day.
I don't know. I feel like if you're doing well, like if you're one of the kids that's in the in group, like it's a godsend, right? It's perfect for you.
I think. It's
But then if you're one of the
because-
struggling students, then yeah, of course you definitely don't.
well,
want to
yeah,
be
then
part
you're
of that
Satoko.
environment.
But I think because
Right.
Rika still has memory of.
I am Satoko.
I think like if you have the memory of Rika, it's because she probably like has lived for so long mentally that like she probably has she gets out the adult aura, so people think she's mature. So that's probably why they're nicer to her as well, and she knows how to like act. Since she knows how to act around adults, she probably like knows how to act around these middle school or high school kids too. So
Right.
and also like I don't know, like she probably it's like I don't know. I mean, it's meant for like the upper class kids, but I'm pretty sure she knows how to be polite and she knows how to adapt to situations. So like she's probably just and also the whole point of leaving the village is because the place traumatized her a lot. So she just want anywhere but there, and probably like a place that's like super opposite is probably what she wants to. Just takes out her mind about the village in general.
I suppose so. I mean, to each their own.
Even then, don't you guys ever want to just want to be fancy, right? Be part of the high class to see what it's like. Like maybe that's what she was experiencing, you know. And like I don't really falter for it.
I don't falter either, but yeah.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah. Plus, she's like 100 years old and mentally, so I guess she would kind of fit in as one of those like prude, preppy high school students. I guess. Like who knows?
100 years old, a little past high school.
Right, but like it would. If you've never done it before, I guess you would want to experience it once in your life, right? Especially if you're like 100 years old in a
Well,
sense.
okay,
mentally.
I guess.
That's the thing too. It's like that's why we're so unclear about the timeline because one of the time it sounded like yeah she originally escaped to that school, but then like she got dragged back, and so we don't know if this is the original or this is like her second time going to the school. So that also makes sense how she fit in so much too. This is her second time going in.
Yeah, I suppose.
So-
But I would imagine this is the original time, just because they're only just hinting towards it I don't think it's because she's lived through it before that she knows how to reply to each student to make them like make herself seem as a popular kid.
Yeah, I'm still leaning on it's the original. It feels that way, the way they're hinting,
Yeah.
and just
And I believe
showing like Satoko's reasoning. Yeah,
yeah, and I believe Rika did mention once that she had to go through multiple loops to finally get a good ending, which is
Mhm.
what this is. So I think she's actually looped many, many times already before. So yeah, I don't think this would be her original route or the very first time before she's looped. But
No.
I've never seen the original, so I'm not sure exactly what the original cause of this looping is.
I don't know.
so we'll have to see. It's very this episode is like it's weirdly normal compared to what we had the past like couple like super like graphic episodes. So we'll
The
see.
direction that they used for Satoko's face was pretty creepy. Like I thought the creepier, like as she got more and more upset, I thought they did that pretty well. But otherwise, yeah, it was pretty tame.
I just talk about the vibe,
Yeah.
you know, just in contrast to what we've gotten in Higurashi. So
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of waiting for something bad to happen the whole time. It
Mhm.
was kind of unexpected for it to be basically 95% good and then like 5% like horrible ending at the end. So
there's like
it was a little
they're
like
slowly building
there.
up the tension. So maybe we'll see it like unleashed next episode.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot of gore to be shown next episode because it's been long overdue, you know. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll see.
I don't know about like this situation. It sounds like if it's the original, it'd be what like whatever Satoko found out to bring back Rika. I don't know. It'd be cool. Unless like it involved like killing her just to send her back in the loop. Maybe get gory again.
No, I would imagine she has to die, right? You don't just wake up and like go back in the loop. That's what always like
Yeah.
confused me. Like she must have died, but if she doesn't remember, I wonder if she died in her sleep or something of that nature.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking like some sort of like injection because of like all like the drugs they mentioned in the show, but maybe it's something else.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's all I got for this week, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing much really happening besides like just building up the tension. So
Hmm.
Oh, also, fuck Satoko. That's all I gotta say.
I really don't care about her anymore. Like I've lost like all sympathy from her arc. So
No,
She's been
no.
annoying from like the first second. Oh my gosh.
No. Gabby and Satoko can just like be on this plane and just have it
Go
spiraling
their
crash
own
to the
island.
ground.
Yeah.
Right, and see who survives. But I could really care less about
See who
her.
survives.
Rhoda, Gabby is so much better, but that's okay.
Yeah.
No. You better hope she survives then.
all right, so that's gonna be it for Higurashi. We're gonna move on next to Horimiya. Dang.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
how do you guys feel about the new
Oh,
new
the
Kohai
Nora?
chick, man.
She's so adorable.
I-
I thought she was gonna be like related to him or something. They look
That's
identical.
what I thought. I thought it was gonna be his sister in some weird way. Like,
Yeah.
he just never mentioned.
I don't
'cause
like
he,
it
didn't
when-
want her to
And then she has
exist.
a mysterious like missing brother. Anyways, I'm like,
I
Yeah.
don't think he's missing. I think they said he died.
Well, they
so,
confirmed he's dead.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's the way that she originally.
I don't. I
That's
really
what
don't.
parents said.
I don't really like it when but like the rom coms always have to introduce like the lesbian lover or whatever, the one that has a crush on the guy's girlfriend or his crush. Like it gets annoying to me. So I didn't really care about her character, and it sounds like they're gonna try to expand that and make her more important to the story.
I don't know. Like I said, you need a diversity, and it looks like she's slowly starting to like Mia more and more, just because he kind of resembles her older brother in a sense during that one moment. So I'm sure she'll slowly start to open up to him.
yeah. I thought when she like went to him for comfort when there was those creepy guys at the bus station, and she just like put her head against his back. I thought that was so sweet, and definitely kind of showed where their relationship was going to go. That they were going to get closer.
Definitely, it's he's filling kind of that hole in her heart that she has right now, given her brother's demise, I guess. And I think it'll also add some good comedic, value to it. I agree, David, with you of like, I'm not really the biggest fan of like inserting these tropey characters for that.
That's
sake,
all I
but,
see about her.
I mean,
so
yeah, I agree. So No, I thought this episode was pretty good, all things considered. I
just
loved, the continued antics with Kyosuke and everything that we got in the beginning.
I just
Of,
want to mention
them sharing a bath together.
how
Or go ahead,
weird it
David.
is that like that the family is so willing to invite their daughter's boyfriend to sleep over, like just so casual.
right?
I know he's like been coming over a lot, but when they're dating and you invite them to sleep over, I don't know. I feel like that's like a line I would not want to cross with like if I was in that situation.
Definitely, the Hori family is quite unique and quite opening to this new relationship that's just developed. And I thought it was funny too, how Hori is just, or not Hori, Mia, is spending all this time over at Hori's place, and then the only time that we get to see Mia actually at his own place is when he's talking.
Oh, yeah. Was that the
with,
first time we saw his
someone else.
mom, or
Yeah.
okay,
So
Maybe. I'm not sure.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure it is, and
'Cause-
we've never seen the dad or other than them just saying like,
we
"Oh
never
yeah,
see
I
his
live at home."
parents, so
but-
like
Yeah.
so yeah, I just thought like his parents were like overseas or something, or he just
That's what I thought. I was very caught off guard when his mom was there. I was like, "Wait, what?" I
Yeah.
totally expected the trope to be the overseas, like
yeah.
doing whatever. So
Well, regarding Hori's family, I think that they invited him over and are so okay with it because clearly they have like a non-traditional family set up themselves. Their
Right.
dad is gone doing something with his job most of the time?
Yeah.
Question mark, and he just
yeah.
randomly
hopefully
shows up.
we'll finally get to learn what he does exactly.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
The-
And I think they can look at Mia and see that he's like a good kid. Like he reeks of being a good kid, so I don't think they're too worried about it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel
Maybe-
like Mia also kind of for Kyosuke like reminds him of himself, and just like especially the part when they're sleeping over and Kyosuke's asking Mia like, why do you like my daughter? What do you love about her? And he's just like, oh, I love that she doesn't make judgments of other people. And I'm sure for Kyosuke he might have been an individual that based even off kind of his look of just like disheveled, longer hair. We haven't even seen his face. He kind of empathizes with that and kind of probably sees a little bit of Mia in himself.
Hmm.
At least that's what I got.
oh, and I was asking,
kind of
what
their
do you guys think of
interactions.
of Mia's new haircut?
I don't like it. No, hard pass.
Yeah.
It's all right.
I think it was
It
clean.
makes you feel-
He's like,
Yeah, I
he's
think
like
it's
ready.
clean.
He's ready for a
Like a
job
perfect-
interview, is what I think. He's like professional looking.
Right?
You
Yeah.
didn't ask if I think he looks professional. You asked if I
Nice.
liked it.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
yeah.
I thought he's
okay,
fine.
let me rephrase that then, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I think it's just, kind of funny in the same trope-esque style of like no matter what he changed, like it's funny how that kind of develops into now all the girls like how he looks, and he's no longer this guy who's like doom and gloom. So I find that kind of funny, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, if he was my friend, I would have told him, hey, nice haircut.
right.
I mean, well, yeah, I would too. I wouldn't be a jerk about it. It's okay. You know what? Okay, here's my final thoughts on it. I think that when it's like just plain and left alone, it looks better cut. But I miss it when it was like tied back. That looks
Was
nice.
it because it's a more unique look for his character, or just you just don't like the haircut in general?
It's just I don't know. It just looks weird. I don't know. It's okay. I'll get used to it.
really?
but,
I feel like
um,
his new haircut makes him look very generic, like other anime characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I can see that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, if anything though, we can't skip over the big climax of this week's episode of the first kiss between
Oh yeah.
Hori and Mia with the swapping of candy.
Which is so gross. Okay, here's a funny story. That was very similar to how one of my first kisses went, and we broke up like 2 days later because I thought it was so gross.
Wow.
Yeah.
How
it was-
one of your first kisses? How do you have more than one first kiss?
Well, my first kiss. It was but it was gum. It wasn't candy, and I was like, "That's
Ew.
disgusting."
Okay,
And we
Oh,
broke up.
That's different.
Yeah.
man.
But even if it's candy, still. But in the anime,
But,
it was
but
it was
clay.
very cute.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
it's
I
clay
feel-
flavored candy, which I don't know why
I
I
feel-
never make a flavor. About that,
Yeah. And it's like different too of like if you're expecting it or not, right? Like depending on like where you're at with the relationship. And it's just funny, with Mia of just like you wouldn't kind of expect these things, but I guess that's what makes him, also unique in some ways is that he does these things that are not expected. But I kind of found it funny too when like later in the episode Hori was wishing that Mia was more forward or taking
Yeah,
more kind of like
I was gonna-
advances.
I
It's
was
like,
just gonna
did you just
mention that.
forget like him swapping
Yeah.
candy with you? Like,
Yeah, I was just gonna mention
So-
that too. So that was kind of weird, but whatever. Like
yeah.
they don't. Yeah, it's fine.
Especially because they were like in the family living room. It's like, what, you want him to put the moves on like
Well,
right
it was
now?
sort of,
I don't
it
know.
was sort of a horror movie too, so that's like not again not the right
Yeah.
mood, but
Hey, you know,
I mean,
maybe she
I
likes
don't
a
know.
little kinky, you
oh
know?
my god,
Like,
okay,
who knows?
okay.
Yeah.
Me personally,
Hori's
I
built
would-
differently, all right? That's all we
Right.
know.
me personally, I hate horror movies, so I guess I'm biased. I'm like a dad. I hate horror movies.
But yeah, it'll be
Uh,
interesting to see where things develop. Like you said, I mean, hopefully they don't lean too much on Honoka or Sawada, the Kohai that got introduced this episode, but
all right, right.
we'll see.
I think
I
it'd
mean,
be
I think they're
more-
still doing a good job of keeping it comedic, but also serious in terms of the
I
development
mean, I like
of
how
their
friendly
relationship.
like Toru and the blonde chick is, so we see
Mhm.
more of that.
Yeah,
so.
when he's texting her, telling her he needs to get down to like
I
see
mean,
the scene between them.
Yeah, more of that, or like the green hair chick. I forgot her name. Like if we see more of
Oh,
her,
Sakura, yeah.
like if Toru's gonna have to go decide between like her and the other chick, they'd have that
Mhm,
drama going on the side. So we'll see.
definitely.
I think Toru might be my favorite character in this anime. I think he's so funny. Like I just cracked. I don't even know why, but I laughed so hard when he came down and he like came around the corner of the lockers and he was like, "Oh, plot twist" or something like that. I don't even know why. I just think he's so adorable. I can't wait to see more of him. And I think I'm gonna. Is anybody gonna read the manga when this is over? Because like I don't think I'm gonna be ready for it to end.
Nope,
I don't-
I'm good.
Uh,
I don't really have a
I hadn't
need
thought
to.
about it.
Just me.
but
That's okay.
Yeah. I don't have
Uh,
the time for it, you know what I mean?
I guess it just depends, like, for me to know, like, how much is omitted. Like, if there's a good chunk
I was-
omitted, like, maybe I'll check it out.
I was
But
close to reading
Yeah.
the manga before because I kept seeing it so much on those manga sites, like because it was always top ranking every time it came out. So
yeah,
I knew it was popular, so I was close to reading it. Just like I was close to reading Rent a Girlfriend too, because that was also popular. So,
Oh.
Oh,
Dodged a bullet there.
Yikes.
but
Yikes.
I mean, this is better than Rent a Girlfriend, so we'll
Uh,
see. I'm not really in the
Uh-oh.
mood to read like romance mangas like I was before. More like I feel like I read something else. So
yeah.
I haven't even watched Horimiya, but it sounds like it's a better use of time than reading Rent a Girlfriend.
it is.
hey, you know, it hits a different spot. You know what I mean? Sometimes you want wine, sometimes you want beer. You just gotta
There
pick
we
something that
go.
hits the spot.
Sometimes
Sometimes you want a wine cooler.
I mean, if you want to hate the MC, go for it and
Yeah,
watch Rent a Girlfriend.
Sometimes you just want to be a masochist and just hate like rage read or whatever. Sure, if that fits. It floats your boat.
Yes. Yeah. Again, sometimes you want sweet, sometimes you want
Sometimes you
sour.
want- yeah, I don't rage read.
Yeah, sometimes you want clay. You know, like
Clay
it
flavored
go
candy.
either way. You know?
There you
Yes.
go.
But yeah, no, that's all I got. It was a nice heartwarming episode, I think. So,
Yeah, decent for the halfway mark or just a little bit before because it's 13 episodes, I think. So
So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
13.
just. I guess for me, like, I'm really curious about the dad. I want to know more about the dad. He's so cool.
I know, right?
Let's be real. You got a man crush, right? Because man, he is pretty cute. You know, the
I think he's
silver
an interesting
hair,
character.
can't
Like,
get eyes.
especially the
yeah.
Hori family. They're so different than what you see like, in Japanese families, especially in like anime
Mhm.
manga. So I want to know more about the family. Yeah.
Kind of a nice
Really.
change. Stretton, by the way, the dad they're talking about looks just like the guy from Kawaii So with the hair in his face.
Oh,
Identical. They're the same. But anyways.
So yeah, that's gonna be it for Horimiya, and then move on to Beastars, which again keeps sounding like it's like you guys think you sound like it's like anime of the season, basically.
Dude,
I
it
mean-
kind of is. I mean,
It kind of is.
the story and then the plot development of the characters.
Mhm.
It's so good.
It's
mean-
painful for me every time the episode ends. I'm like, oh God, no.
Yeah, they always ended. I mean, I guess episode 1 to 2 wasn't as great, but like each like ending of the episode, it makes you want more for sure because it leaves you at like this giant cliffhanger as to what's going to happen next. So with this week's episode, like Legosi, like his training has paid off. He's finally able to conquer his like inner lust for meat in a sense as a carnivore. But it looks like there was a price to pay for that in a sense because at the very end of the episode, when they were trying to do a competition of like your jaw strength, because apparently for carnivores, that's how you show off like your dominant one, like you're the top of the food chain. And Legosi actually was the strongest one out of the group. But when he competed, he lost right away. He had like absolutely no strength left. And at the end of the episode, I don't know if he was trying or not, but it showed Legosi trying to bite into an apple, and he couldn't even bite the apple whole. He was able to leave teeth marks, but that was it. So now we have to figure out as to what happened to Legosi's power. If the training was for nothing, or if he like lost something and gained something. I'm not really sure, but yeah, that was basically the cliffhanger that we had this week.
For Legosi, he's dealing with going on that vegetarian diet like all the vampires pop culture out there. That's the first thing I thought of.
Oh yeah, true.
Poor
true.
guy. And then we also saw a little bit more from Lewis as well. He met up with that. I don't even remember what species we decided she was, but
Giraffe zebra? I forget. Oh,
Something like
Okapi.
that.
We'll just call it Okapi because that's what it was. I think it's called.
yeah,
Japanese.
yeah, that sounds right from what you said.
Yeah.
Not too much. Not really too much going on with him. It turns out he didn't shoot his dad, which I'm not surprised about. I didn't think that was going to happen, but it looks like they're kind of like in a truce. He just went. Lewis ended up going back to the black market and doing what he's doing. So not too much development there. I did find the scene between Legosi and that female Juno. I did find that scene between them where he had to he asked her out to so that he could stare into her mouth and look at her fangs so that he could start looking for clues as to, who committed murder, and that was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time.
To clarify, he didn't ask her out. He asked her for a favor during lunch. Okay.
I just meant he asked her to meet up with him. Yeah,
Oh,
he didn't
okay.
ask her out on a date. See, I said it the same way that she probably interpreted it, so I messed it up as well.
So I was like, whoa. Legosi, right? He's an innocent man, right? He didn't have any ill intentions. You girl just misinterpreted, just jumping to conclusions and shit. But yeah, no, unfortunately, Juno took it the wrong way, and she thought that it was more intimate than it was. But Legosi was just a man of science, right? He was getting some research done, so he had to look at her teeth. But no, I thought it was pretty. It was kind of like depressing too, with Legosi kind of like come to a realization of what he wants and that he wants Haru. So when they met up, he asked her to marry him. So unfortunately, she didn't respond the same way. Well, I don't know. I feel like she was.
Respond to that well. Like there was only one way she could possibly respond to him saying it like that. Like
I mean, he could have said yes, but
no, they haven't even dated.
Haru the bunny.
yeah,
Yes.
the little bunny girl, yeah. But I mean, I feel like they've gone through enough, right?
No,
And they're animals. They're not humans. I don't know.
they're in high school.
All right, if I was in high school and I risked my life to save you, and we supposedly had this romantic connection and we seem to have a good time together, I mean, I don't know. I would feel like it would be a good time to ask for your hand in marriage, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. But okay, so he saved her
Sounds
life,
good to
yes.
me.
But then at the
Yeah,
end
sign
of
me
that,
up.
then at the end of that, she probably still has confusing feelings about Lewis. He called her out on it, didn't give her a chance to say shit, ghosted her, and then shows up and asks her. He didn't even show up. She had to go to him.
Mhm.
And she finally caved because she obviously does care for him and went to him. And then he
Right.
just says, "Marry me." No. I back her entirely on this. Like they need a little bit of time.
I mean, as the wise woman Beyonce once said, if you want it, you should have put a ring on it. So, this guy was trying to put a ring on it to have to get what he wants. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, I don't know, it really reminds me of like I said, like these high school kids. This guy's about to go off to war, and then before he goes to war, he might die or whatever. So he has his like high school sweetheart to marry him before he goes to kind of give him something to fight for. Like that was kind of the vibe that I was getting as to why
He doesn't know everything he's doing. Like he hasn't told her the details. She can't
Right.
appreciate that,
Right, but that's how I feel like. Yeah, they're still in high school,
Mhm.
but look, he's kind of going through all these things to catch the killer, and then he almost died in a sense with the last ambush that he went through. So with everything that he's going through, it's possible that the next confrontation he goes through might be his last.
Yeah.
And then also he really just doesn't want anyone else to have Haru. So
Speaking of his last encounter, or his next encounter might be last. I think I know who the killer is.
is it that giant bear guy?
Yeah, it's got to be, right? I think I even said it like 2 or 3 podcasts ago. Is it a bear? Because the only thing that I could think of that'd be bigger than him that we've really seen is a bear.
Mhm.
And then I didn't even know that bear was in the drama club, but I've been theorizing with Strenton's sister about who the killer is, and she's like, "Oh, there's a bear," and I was like, "Where's the bear? I don't remember this bear at all." And then what do you know? He takes the spotlight in this episode. So
Yeah, he
yeah, I
really
think it's
does.
definitely that guy.
Yeah, I mean he mentions character build, but I feel like that would be too easy, like just to have him there.
I
But I thought it was kind of hilarious. The only way that he would know is if he were to give him a French kiss or something, because that's that's the only thing he has to remember the attacker by.
Yeah.
Like what the inside of their mouth felt like. So yeah, I really do not envy Lugosi at this point and try to solve this murder.
He's going through a tough time in like 3 different aspects of his life. He's struggling.
Yeah, oh, that's rough. But yeah, no, like so far though, everything's been going great. It's really the story's really captivating. I could really care less about Lewis, but you know, I don't hate the guy. I really like his character development as well.
Mhm.
He's not just some scumbag who turned his back on everything. He still has some kind of like pride as well as to who he is and what he was before. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I can't wait for next week's episode.
Same. I think that's it.
All right, so we're right there for Beastars, and then okay, I guess we'll do a slime show for a little bit. Whoever wants to talk about that, because
Oh god.
because I mean I did catch up, but I don't really have much to say.
So I guess this is the first episode where I feel like we're finally gonna get somewhere. It finally felt like they were setting up for, because first I thought it was just really dumb how these 3 people are coming in and just trying to seem like they're evil. When like it's a whole entire town of monsters, like people I believe have been living there for, I mean, you know, it's basically everybody's together, or it's just for the trade. I don't know if it's for traders or
I mean,
or mainly
it's the nation of monsters. Remember, because it started in the forest, so like it didn't
Yeah.
technically belong to anyone. It was like it was part of the forest, and then they were made into their own independent nation.
Yeah. But yeah, and also like dude, I hate these 3 kids that basically just
The
brush
Isekai
They're all
kids.
so fucking annoying. Yeah,
The
it's just like first I thought like when like I think that was like one of the only things that I remember from like one of the previous episodes where I thought like, oh damn, like people from another world, and then realize they're all just absolutely annoying. I can't stand any of them. And then you have that one chick's ability, which was
the voice, like she like
yeah.
I think brainwashes you with her voice or whatever. Kind of
Yeah.
like a siren ability.
Yeah, and then but then it's like kind of neutralized with the other ogre girl or
Yeah.
orc girl.
I think they're only
And then
yeah, but
what were the abilities of the other 2 people? I don't remember them.
I didn't pay attention.
Do we know? Do we know? Okay, yeah, but so yeah,
I mean,
don't know.
they're
So
insignificant, so like that's why I didn't pay
yeah,
attention.
yeah. So it was just kind of like, dude. The only thing that's like my favorite character from the show is that little
the goblin dude. Like,
dude, he's so bad at
Gulp something, yeah.
Gulpta.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's by far my favorite. But I thought we were gonna see some like some of his fighting, shadow fighting or whatever it is, where he's like jumping in shadows and stuff and popping out of other ones. But we didn't see any of that. We just
Basically,
saw,
like I mean, it's just like any other isekais with like OP characters. It's like these cocky like royal people and cocky church people thinking they can do what they
Yeah.
want, and then
Yep.
when they he's not there, but like when he comes back, he's just gonna like kill them all, like get them his OP powers.
back everything. Yeah.
So I mean,
Also,
it's not really a surprise. Yeah.
yeah. Also, didn't they say like I think like they were like one of the nations were wanting to fight Millium or whatever.
I think that was the I think that was like one of the fake ones. I think like someone was like using a fake communication to
Oh.
like because I remember when the magic chick when the other guy like confronted her, he said he thought it was weird that like that they would fight million of all people. I think that's what
Yeah.
they're saying, like the message gap was fake. That's why it was like getting cut out.
Yeah, because I figured like even if they were going to fight her, I assume it's all going to get neutralized anyway because she's best friends with Rimuru.
Yeah.
So I just
So it's
didn't
just-
take it that part serious at all.
It's just not, yeah, all this just seems like so unnecessary because just like you don't feel like
Yeah.
nothing bad's gonna happen.
Oh no, not at all. Basically, they block communications. It's like okay, awesome, but you're still dealing with a bunch of OP townspeople, or
The
not
only-
townspeople. I should
The only
say,
thing
but-
that's like this thing that they cast, like it's draining away magic, so maybe give them advantage, but
Oh right, yeah.
it's like I don't really like see any danger.
Yeah. Well, I remember like thinking like when this show first came out, when it basically where Rimuru was just slaughtering like all the wolves, and there's just blood flying everywhere. I was like, damn, this is pretty bloody. And that was about it. Like there hasn't been anything since then. It hasn't even really been serious since Rimuru like
The only serious
absorbed
one
that one lady.
The only serious time was really just like the invasion. I think the orc invasion.
Yeah,
That's the last serious
that
thing.
was Yeah, I don't even. But I didn't even feel like that was serious though, because at that point Rimuru was already like OP.
And not, I mean, not really him. It's just like other people might die, but not
Yeah.
really him. So
Yeah, I don't know. I still felt like the most serious part was definitely back, like early in the first season with basically when they had to fight Ifrit. I think Ifrit. I don't know. I might have been called something else, but he's fire. He looks like Ifrit. He's Ifrit to me.
oh, the dragon.
Yeah. No. The fire dude that was like being was inside the girl that Rimuru.
Oh, if yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically that whole kind of like arc thing, I thought that was basically about like before that, like all that stuff was maybe like the most serious it's been, and then ever since then it's been just slice of life.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I just can't.
Like, again, it's still like a very average isekai. So.
Oh yeah, I mean already like even if something bad happens, like they have like what the like ultimate healing potions already, like a gigantic stockpile of them. So it's like and it's like
again, like this is like a lot of things like. A lot of things that happen. Oh, I mean, it's just going back to Mushoku Tensei. Like it's getting a lot of the tropes from Mushoku Tensei.
Yeah.
Except that like the Rimu's way too. He's OP, but like so many of the tropes.
Well, yeah, and then also like a lot of like the things that make other isekais good is because the show bypasses basically like how everything's being built because it basically just goes into Rimuru, it mixes and he spits it out.
Well, I mean, yeah,
that's all it is.
They always give like a cheat power, and he gets like such an ultimate cheat with this like.
Oh yeah,
we haven't seen like his stage thing in a while, where he eats, he eats and like he gets the ability. He's kind of like the spider isekai, because they're also derivative of each other.
Okay.
So
I don't know. I don't want to.
Because you know how when Rimuro he eats something, he gains like the ability.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it's similar how in the Spider So What isekai, where when she eats something, she gets that ability too.
At this point, it's like Rimuru. He's just so OP. He's like, I'm only gonna eat the bosses. What's the point of everybody else?
So it's like yeah, they only the demon lords can really do anything, and we haven't seen any. He's like friendly with two of them too. So it's really like the other. It's like that one main bad guy that keeps showing. That's like the only real threat, but he keeps using other people to do his bidding. So it's like. Are you even that strong if you're gonna keep making other people do your stuff?
Yeah.
So I don't have much to say. It's just still an overall very average isekai.
Yeah. Even like the random thing where they. Sorry, I got one more thing actually. The that one lady that kind of just like came into like the like kind of just showing the place around with that other human. I don't remember her ever seeing her before. I know the human. I don't remember her at all though. The sage or whatever she is.
Mulan, whatever.
The elf lady. Yeah.
Because she was like
her name?
Two episodes ago, like the mage lady, right? Like
no, I mean like before this though, this season. Have we seen her before?
I don't remember. No.
See, that's the thing I don't remember. Like she was like friendly with them, like we've known her, and I thought like, but I was like, well, I'm not gonna go back and check this out.
No, I think it's her first time like introducing herself to everyone else, but I don't remember if it's the first time we've seen her like talking with the main bad guy. So, but
right, but I think I'm good. We can move on.
That's it. That's it for Slime Tensei, and then I'll talk a little bit about Log Horizon.
Oh boy, our favorite.
This episode, man, like we've been up all this for the election, only for Ian's drop out.
Oh my god, dude! I stopped everything I was doing when I saw that. I thought,
it's like when they the line was something like, oh, so they actually weren't doing that bad. I wonder why they dropped out. I was like, that was like the line that showed, and I was like laughing so hard when I saw that.
I paused it. I paused it.
So mad, man.
I paused it, reflected, like, should I keep going? Like, should I keep doing this to myself?
So
because I just
okay, I'm trying to remember like again the reasoning. So I guess like so the reason we gave for that is because like they activated one of the gates in Akiba. So apparently that the gate activating to I think the Westland Empire. I think that was one of the reasons why they dropped out, because I think they were saying that it gives. What was the reason? Like I think because it makes the West Empire like more vulnerable if you have that up, and so there's really no point in trying to do whatever you're trying to do in Akiba, like trying to establish Ainz as a duke, because you can easily just go to Westland. I'm still trying to process it, but
it's so dumb.
Like, and then, The one thing I did
This
enjoy. Okay, well,
Go ahead.
the
Go
one
ahead.
I did
Just go ahead.
enjoy, like I forgot this about Ainz and his honesty guild. Apparently, like he was the guild that took in much of, like the rejects and the outcasts, so people who felt like they didn't belong in any other guilds. He basically was like open to whoever, so he built like a guild for them. So I can appreciate that, and so that's why he felt so powerless in this whole power struggle, because like he was basically the guild of outcasts, and no one's taking them seriously, and he felt like he had no power against like the merchant guild, like the really rich guild. So I can appreciate him like feeling he had to do what he had to do, and then Shiro at the end gave him like this one treasure that's only like, there's like 3 of them in the world. It has a lot of gold and his other things. So Shiro obviously appreciates him too. So, but basically like I don't know, if you don't care about any of this, you can just skip to next week's episode when they finally show the preview of Krusty in the other continent with Kanami, which
Basically, where last season ended, and we're finally getting.
Wow.
this is one of the cases where it's like I wish the anime changed it up from like the original source. I'm pretty sure they did this in the original source where they just did like focus on like this politics stuff and then went to Krusty. I wish they would change it in the anime. They should have just like brought Krusty like back and forth, or like brought it just much earlier, because it would help out the pacing for everyone else.
I mean that political stuff, like right now, it feels like it was just about pointless. Like it just kind of it explained more to us about the lore, but I don't know. It's oh boy, like
Oh,
the whole gate thing. Go ahead, dude.
The only other thing too is like it basically like establishes it gave they made a new round table, so basically like gave them more power to actually enact like I don't know laws or like rules or whatever. So basically the old system was like more, it was basically like committee consensus basis where like everyone had like an equal say. Now it's like Rainacia is the representative, and I guess she has more power, and now like the guilds are finally like I think they're tasked with more responsibilities instead of just trying to like I guess it's supposed to be like more of like people more have more attachment to the town they're running instead of just feeling like they're owning it just to benefit themselves. So I guess that was the other thing too, but that's much more subtle that happened compared to like the political drama that was they're showing this whole time. So I can see Stren's face is just enjoying all this subtlety.
It's just oh my god, it just feels like almost just pointless. Like it was just like the whole thing was like oh my god, why are we having this election? Only for basically like the guy drops out before any kind of like results. I'm thinking like, awesome. Okay.
I will say that like they tried really hard in this political drama to make you sympathize with NPCs, the people of the land, but it's like I still don't really care much for them.
I don't care. It sounds bad. I don't care.
I don't like because they tried so hard for Rainacia last season, like try and get her involved, and then now she's the representative, and and again trying to show how important they are. But it's like I really don't care about the NPCs as much, or maybe like the lore and like the royalty, but like just the people. Like we don't like the guy like the night guy who hangs out with the bar chick. Like he's like the only other NPC besides Rainacia that we care about. So it's like I don't. Yeah, I don't care much for the NPCs. I still focus on the adventurers. So,
well, at the same time, there's no point really for the NPCs because the whole part of this is like they're stuck in a world. They don't know how they got there, but yet they're still trying to like.
They're trying to say that like the NPCs are important because they're
not important.
No, they are important.
They're not important
because they have to rely on them on like
NPC lives matter. Okay.
Because they do all like the crafting guilds rely on the NPCs for production and like food too and farm. So production and industry like they rely a lot on. Because they're saying too like all the adventures are just they're like the novelty of like raiding just and doing dungeons is worn off.
Oh yeah, what raiding? We haven't seen any raiding forever.
Not audience, but like yeah.
Someone had to care about them, right? Because imagine all the players that usually just skip all their dialogue boxes over and over, don't listen to anything they say. So
well, I think they mentioned too how like,
the author was giving them a voice.
I think like season one and 2, like yeah, like oh yeah, Stratton is not the type of cares about NPCs and MMOs.
I do not.
That's for sure.
I'm the same way. I skip everything. Yeah, give me to endgame.
Yeah,
I think they mentioned too in earlier season how like yeah, players were trying to take advantage of NPCs and it was causing problems. So I think this is like one of the problems they're trying to solve is like they're trying to show it is important to care for the NPCs,
Yeah.
but I don't
See,
think they
I'm
did.
like shitting on
It just
them.
sounds unfortunate that it took half
Yeah.
of the season that they have for
Oh, yeah.
this to
Well,
do
like,
that.
I still think it did.
It's like-
I don't think they still did a good job because it didn't make us really. Didn't make me. I was the one most interested in all the political stuff, and they still didn't make me care about the NPCs. Like,
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
frustrated. But that being said, if I was in the same situation, I would probably care about the NPCs.
no, you wouldn't.
But I'm not. But I wouldn't be reading it.
No, you would be like,
Or
you'd definitely
watching
be in one of the guilds, just make money for yourself.
Whoa,
Like,
Jesus.
Monopoly time, baby.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'd be Robin Hood.
Okay,
Oh, right.
Steal
right.
from the rich and give to the NPCs.
okay. So,
We don't need a round table. I will make them rich.
okay.
Yes.
So that's all I'll say for Lock Rise, and hopefully next week we get back to some
Crusty.
rating, MMO, anything. And
Fingers crossed.
we'll get back to you, and then it'll tell you can skip to the episode 6 or whatever. Basically half the
I
season.
just don't- No political terms, please. Just give me Crusty, I guess.
So yeah, so that's it for Lock Horizon, and then we can move on next. I guess we move on next to Kemono Jihen. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah. Taylor, do one of you guys want to start off, or?
Guys, I just realized that I forgot to watch this show.
All right.
Shame.
Alright.
worries.
Boo
How
this.
about
So I
you?
Boo
will
this
leave that
lady.
up to you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll start off. This episode was okay. I think I'm starting to get on the fence of whether or not I want to see it through to the end. So I guess kind of to give a quick overview. Last week we left off with the kind of face-off between Shiki, Kabane, and Akira against the mosquito women who are, sucking the organs of these tech workers that are, pumping out like all these products and stuff like this, and the companies, being really successful. But anyways, in this episode, Mihai, the vampire, which we were introduced to last week, who we thought, had pretty underhanded means in which like he wanted to put the kids through these tests and everything, actually, was more so helpful again to Shiki in this episode with having him get over his previous fears. So we got a little bit of a flashback of Shiki remembering, walking with his mom, and then also saying how at one point Inugami was going to tell him about his parents, but Shiki kind of had this fear of not wanting to really know what happened to him. So he said, oh, I don't want to know. I don't care. Like, I'm fine with my new life. So we had a little bit of insight there. And then in terms of the actual action between the mosquito ladies and the group, basically Kabane just came in hot again, was like, hey, I'm the main character. I got OP abilities. I can do whatever. And that's pretty much what he did during this episode. We finally got to see his transformation to a red-haired demon Kabane. And the means of transforming was really lackluster. It was basically Mihai saying like, oh, you need to listen to your heart. And then Kabane like, what? My heart? Like, stupid Kingdom Heart type thing. And then all of a sudden he's just like, oh yeah, okay, I'll listen to my heart. And then he transforms his hair and like gets this insane like overpowered strength that basically one taps the main mosquito lady. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Other than the only other thing I forgot is after Kabane beats up the mosquito women, Nobimaru, who is the blonde-haired kitsune that we see from last week's episode, that's now like Inari's number one reporter over Kon. We get introduced to him, and he's a bit unique in the sense that when he kind of shows up and arrives, he pulls Kabane to the side and he kind of tells him like, hey, I know, Inari's like still after the life stone that you possess, but don't worry too much about it at this time, because Inari is basically betting on Kabane coming to her, which is, at this time, at least, maybe she has some underhanded plot to do that. But more so, we learn about Nobimaru that he doesn't really have an allegiance to Inari. He says like, oh, I think he called it a Bake Kitsune, which is basically, he's like, a lesser kitsune that he doesn't really have much allegiance to the pureblood kitsunes, and he's never really cared for Inari. So now we kind of don't know, like, okay, is he going to be a character that is, working undercover for them and kind of has, this new friendship? Or maybe is he even kind of pulling like a double trick on Kabane to get him like more friendly with him, and then he's going to backstab him later. So who knows? But overall, it just felt pretty whatever this week. So
Just super mid, huh? Like,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, basically you're watching it for the characters, not really for the plot.
yeah, exactly,
Anymore.
exactly.
And only
Like,
some of the characters.
yeah, like how Kabane kind of got his Super Saiyan strength reminded me of how in Dragon Ball Super in the different universe there were Saiyans that didn't know how to transform into Super Saiyan, and how they described it or how they acquired Super Saiyan was by focusing on the tingling feeling in your back, and then like 2 frames later, oh, we're all Super Saiyans now. Like that's what reminded me of
Yeah.
during transformation. I was like, all right, this is bullshit. This story is absolute bullshit. Like I would have been a lot happier if Mihai was like, like, Kabane, do you remember when we were arm wrestling and you accidentally turned like into that red hair kimono to defeat me and or like bust my wrist? Yeah, just do that. Like I was kind of expecting some kind of backstory to pop up, but for him to give like a lackluster speech about listening to your heart or looking deep inside to transform to save your friends, that was just so weak. I almost
Yeah.
in the show. But then, as you mentioned, with Nobimaru kind of popping up, it kind of brought back that kind of mysterious element that the show kind of had, because you don't know if he's kind of a double agent or if he like who he's really working for in a sense. And yeah, I kind of like this kid's powers. Apparently, if he touches someone in a specific way, he can incinerate them to ashes. So I think he's a pretty cool character. And at the very end, like I just felt really bad for Kon. Because she waited for Kabane the whole time, and then like the whole time I was watching the show,
Oh, that's right. She was waiting for him
Yeah,
to come
she
back
was
from the park.
she was waiting
No.
for him the whole time, right? And then like June completely forgot because I think he was gone for like at least a week or so because they did the mission. Like Shiki was like unconscious for a few days maybe, and then yeah, Kabane was trying to figure out like what his heart's like, what he really wants to do, right? And it's to protect everyone. And at the end of all this, was like, oh shit, I'm forgetting something. He goes back to the park. Kona's there, and then she fell off the tree. And apparently, she caught some fish for the guy too because she thought he was coming back, right? And they were gonna like eat fish together, but like the fish was rotten because they were waiting for so long.
They're so old, yeah.
Yeah,
That's so sad. I feel so bad for her.
yeah. Like that bit right there, I cared more about that bit than the whole story.
Yeah,
like,
the
this
whole
episode.
like fight and engagement was super whatever. So.
Yeah. So at this
Man.
point, you're not watching it for the plot. You're watching it for the development of these characters.
Exactly.
And then seeing where it goes. But yeah, it was yeah, I don't know, man. Like if anyone were to drop this show right now, like I wouldn't blame them, but I'm still gonna keep watching it.
I'll keep
But-
watching it. I just need to remember. I'll double check my list again this next Sunday to make sure I don't forget it. Apparently, it's not good enough for me to just remember outright.
Right.
No, totally fine. Like you said, if the characters get good backstory and stuff that make us actually care for them more and more, then it'll be great. But if they just continue to be mid and not do anything different, then yeah, if you drop it, no real loss at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Akira's still useless. Yeah. So
Yep,
bad
yeah,
character
she had
still.
that moment again. So, God.
Oh god, dude, you can only be useless for so
I'm
long.
so frustrated about that because it seems like next episode we're gonna get insight into Shiki's backstory.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's just like 3 episodes ago now, like you touched upon Akira and her twin brother, and then you just completely dropped it. So it's like, all right. But I mean, I guess that happens when you have mysterious characters that all have these troubled backgrounds that we need to figure out at some point. So
Right.
I don't know. With only 6, 7 more episodes, we'll have to see like where they're going to move the plot along and how much backstory they're going to continue to give to everyone, and then what kind of is like the climax of the end of the season. Because I don't know. With it just being an original, I'm pretty sure.
It's like kind of interesting because I feel like it has a similar setup to like what some of the longer running shonens try to do. Like it doesn't really feel like there's an ending in sight, but I can't imagine this getting a second season at all, or like interesting people enough to go and read the manga. Like
Yeah, it's gonna be rough for sure.
Yeah.
In the second season, but I mean, I've been wrong before, so
Yeah, the only thing I could potentially see is just another face-off between Inari and Kabane. Because if you introduce any more characters, like, there's no way it's going to finish in a season.
Yeah.
So hopefully Nobimaru was the last character that we see besides people's, backstories and stuff that they might do flashbacks to.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, same.
All right, so that'll be it for Kemono and Jihen, and then We can go on to I'm a spider, so what? You guys want to talk about this?
Yeah, I'll
You
let
know,
you kick this one off,
more
too.
more,
man,
more
so-
isekais
so
with
I feel like
people getting skills after they eat
Hey,
something.
man, can't get enough.
I feel
Let's
like
do
this
it.
my prophetic powers are coming back again, bro, because there's
Mhm.
so many things going on that makes you feel like it's definitely like there's a time skip between like Kumiko section and then with the other classmates that got isekai into the world. So as of right now, like Kumiko's still leveling up, and then she did evolve again this episode, but I thought it was gonna be like her humanoid form, but it was actually just the main spider that you see in the OP, right? So she's a lot stronger now, but she's still stuck in the cave, which I was kind of like disappointed about. But they did introduce that one guy's brother, Julius, I believe it was.
Yep.
He finally came into the picture, and it showed his party and what he was going through as he was going through the cave. And then they did showcase his party fighting like these super strong spiders, and there was this one like boss spider that you thought was Kumiko, but then it didn't really speak that well. Like it said, it did communicate with them like briefly, but it was kind of like just like a word here and there, but it wasn't showing like clear like communication skills that you would assume that Kumiko would have. So he takes care of that, and then with the fight that occurs, like when Julius defeats the spider boss, and like they're about to go back, like even Julius realizes that there was something that happened between the spider and something else that we don't know about. So I'm thinking that like maybe either Kumiko or something else came and made its presence, and it turns out that it was the demon lord at the time that kind of like took care of the spider, which is why the spider was so scared. But if you remember from it was either last week's episode or the week before, Kumiko acquired the demon lord title as well, or the spirit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it won't be like that far fetched to think that maybe like that demon lord is actually Kumiko in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm thinking we're getting closer and closer to the point where the timelines are actually like merging together. And then like in the current timeline, Kumiko is now the demon lord. Like she's fully like manifested her power. She's like this crazy being. And maybe that's why like taboo skills are considered bad, because like the church is trying to fight Kumiko, but they can't because she's too strong. But yeah, it's kind of like making full circle. So I'm waiting to see what happens. But man, if it does turn out to be that I think that's pretty hype.
That'd be super badass. No, that was the thing I was kind of wondering too at the very end, if they were basically alluding to, like you said, Kumiko being this demon lord, individual that seemed to be this really kind of dark individual that's just kind of like, because even she touched upon like, oh, one of the lesser demon lords or the spider boss was like getting out of their place, because as you
Right.
mentioned, when the spider boss was fighting Julius in the cave, like it had this moment of hesitation where it wasn't really fearful of Julius and his party, but it was fearing
Right.
something greater,
Mhm.
which could be Kumiko as this demon lord in the future. So
Mhm.
no, I 100% agree with everything Ku said for this week's episode. I think the weakest part was that we're still in this damn cave, so hopefully Kumiko's getting out there sooner rather than later, as we've been saying the last couple weeks. But I think this week's episode made huge leaps and strides to get us
Oh,
there.
Yeah, most definitely. Which is surprising because I don't know, man. Like we've always mentioned before, isekais are kind of hit and miss, mostly a miss. But yeah, this brought it back up for me in terms of like quality and whatnot, of making me want to keep watching it. So
Definitely. And I don't know why, but maybe I've just been playing too much Fire Emblem recently, but Julius just reminds me of like a Marth type character, like Marth or like a Roy or one of these like Prince Lords people, and like with his like just being, well adept in both magic and swordship and stuff. Like
or
I just couldn't get it out of my head.
or Ike. I don't know if that's his name.
Yeah, that would be a better
Yeah.
reference. Yeah. So that's definitely what I was feeling, but no, I'm hoping we kind of get now to that future state timeline, which potentially the rest of the isekai kids are currently in, that we've been flashing back and forth to.
Right.
The one thing that I hope they don't try to read too much into, but I'm sure they will, was if you remember at the end of the episode as well, when it did show the kids at school, the one other like lord or whatever from his class was pissed off that all the girls were like swooning over Shun, the younger
yeah.
brother of Julius. So I'm sure now that'll kind of have like, he'll go down like this route of evil, and maybe somehow he aligns with like Kumiko and the demon lord, but we'll have to see. But overall, good episode for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, Ku hit the nail on the head. Fantastic, summation of what's happened, and I think it's something that even with as many isekais as we continue to see, and we continue to, potentially get tired of, this one, definitely worth sticking around for. I'd say comparative to others.
All right, I'm curious about it because I read the web novel a while ago, and like it seemed okay, mainly as a comedy, but I don't know, maybe I'll pick up later.
I think
like years from now.
It's probably due to all the extra oomph that we're putting to it, like just predictions and whatnot, making it like
Yeah.
are we right, are we wrong?
Yeah, if it didn't have like any of these predictions, or like Ku, said way back at the very first few episodes were like different timelines and series of events. If it didn't do that, then I'd be like, okay, this is super generic, and I'd probably get really bored.
Okay.
So I like that they're trying to do some type of twist or change of focus with things.
All right, so that'll be it for as far as what will one quickly to Wonder Egg Priority, whatever the hell is happening in this show.
Oh man,
Yeah, have you watched it yet or no?
Nope.
Ah, okay.
You want to start us off, Stratton or Taylor?
I'm guessing you're not liking this episode or this.
No, I'm forgot what happened.
Oh my lord.
So
Yeah, well, because it's like the first one that comes out during the week, right? So it's been the
it's
longest.
very early on. Yeah, it's very early on. I should be taking notes.
The thing that I remember
okay, yeah.
that stuck out to me the most about this episode was what is her name? The blonde girl?
Rika?
Rika, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Rika. Okay. I was thinking I was maybe getting it confused with Higurashi. But anyways, Rika was kind of bringing up, why are we even doing this? Why, I mean, these people made their choices, and should we feel guilty about this? Like, how much of this can really be on us? And I thought that was kind of an interesting concept to bring up. I'm glad that they did bring it up, because survivor's guilt is definitely a thing in these situations. So I thought it was pretty important. That's the main thing that I remembered. I remember the beginning of the episode was a bunch of fighting, and I pretty much hate all their fighting stuff. I think that this was the one where you found out that one girl, that her sister stabbed her in the back, and there was
Nehru.
literally
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of fighting with that, so I tuned out quite a bit of it. But we didn't, as far as I remember, really learn why her sister did that. So
Catch it.
yeah.
So as right now, I feel like they're just trying to set up the future arcs, right? They're just giving you tidbits of each character. It looks like that teacher is actually Momoi's uncle, not her brother or father, whatever. So there is that relationship there, and I thought it was pretty funny how like Rika just brought it up out of nowhere, like what we're thinking. Like, hey, what if they had an affair, right?
Yeah,
And then, like it didn't work out.
Like pregnant.
Like, oh shit, like maybe that's why he keeps coming over. And like to the point, like she kind of has a point. It's as if she's been listening to us guys. And then she has the same ideas as we do. But no, they bring that up, so that's like a possible arc that they have to deal with. And then as you got Nehru trying to figure out like why her sister stabbed her, and I think that's why she's trying to bring her back, as to figure out why. And just the girls trying to figure out if they want to continue this, because at the end of the day, like Taylor mentioned, it's kind of one of those things that occurs once you have a big enough group. Like, you don't really have to continue on with this. You can just stop here and live your life. But unfortunately, that gives you the bad ending. And then with Nehru being the perfectionist that she is, she wants the good ending, right? So we have to actually revive everyone and try to figure out what's going on. And it looks like that's what everyone else is just going to continue doing. Just going to continue on the hunt and reviving everyone. So otherwise, there wasn't really much going on with that. It was kind of a good, like, feels good episode in the beginning, because they're at the amusement park or bowling alley or whatever the heck that was.
Kind of very slice of life.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
A little break from the consistent battle of saving these troubled individuals. So,
but I think the show keeps. I think it's just still trending upward. Like, they're not focusing nearly as much as like on those like random battles where we thought like every episode where you get kind of like bits and pieces. It's actually going more into the characters now.
I will say, the first battle with Nehru, where she had like the sniper or whatever against like the one guy.
That was pretty cool, actually.
I thought, it was well animated and pretty cool. I didn't really care about the characters involved in that, but I would say the latter fight that they show, where Nehru is talking to this woman with like, beautiful long black hair, sunglasses over her face, and Nehru is struggling with figuring out like who the main like demon enemy is that she needs to kill, and then obviously she figures out through conversing further and further with the woman with black hair that she's actually, the demon. So it's kind of a nice twist that the individual that she's trying to save was also the person that she had to kill.
I thought that was done very well. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. But no, I think to Stretton, to your point, it's continuing to get better, and it's definitely, hasn't hit any lulls yet, so to speak, which is good.
Besides,
and
like the second and third episode, where I think we all kind of got worried, like, oh god, is
yeah,
this what
it's
it's
going to be
going
like
to
the
be
routine,
like?
like every week.
Yep.
Okay, new boss, new weapon, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I totally agree, and I think it's something as well. I can't remember if I mentioned it on the podcast last week. Is I feel like there's a lot of subtle meanings in a lot of things, and when I say that, like, I think in the first few episodes there were a lot of like references to like different flower types, and I know in like Japanese folklore and other stuff, there's like a lot of representation with different flowers. So I think this is a show that once it does finish, and if it finishes well, I think it might be worth going back and like seeing what may have been deeper, kind of like behind things that as a first time viewer you may not have picked up on. Because I've heard stuff about the flowers, and I've also heard a theory about eye and her eye colors, where we have like the yellow and blue, and at certain points they sometimes focus on the yellow eye versus the blue eye. And so I'm wondering if there's kind of like potentially, apart from just that disease or whatever with the different eye colors, if there might be also like a split personality type focus that they're trying to play on with the different eye colors. So maybe it's again way too deep, but I don't know.
Hey, that's the fun of this. Has anybody checked out Reddit by any chance? Like, I'm sure Reddit has probably caught up on some of that stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I've tried to stay away from it because I'm hoping there's just this really dark turn coming.
Well, I think isn't this anime original?
Very soon.
I'm feeling it.
Isn't this anime original though? Like, I don't think there's any manga or light novel or anything.
No,
so
there's
you
no.
wouldn't be getting, so there's no spoilers. You wouldn't be getting spoiled.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
So
so it's
this
all
would be a
just
safe
theory
show to look up.
crafting.
Yeah. Or just theory crafting, which is always fun as well.
No, I like our theory crafting to be original and not tainted by the other
Okay.
Yeah, right,
Other
exactly.
opinions.
other
Okay.
scums of redditors.
Dang, sorry Reddit.
Yeah. But David, I think though it's a show that you could check out though. It's actually trending upwards now. It's we've passed the danger zone. It's fine.
Other shows I should watch
so-
too. So.
Yeah, at this point, like, focus on other stuff, and then if it like ends up having its twist
Like-
or something that's just like, oh my god, like this is amazing, then it's gonna be much more fun to
but
just
the Kingdom
watch
Hearts-
it.
Well,
The Kingdom
there's
Hearts.
plenty of anime seasons where it's much slower that I have more time.
Right.
Like every other
Yeah.
one except
Yeah.
this one.
Exactly.
That's fair. But anyway, I don't think I have much left to like really say because where did the episode end?
Was it after Rika had said like, why are we doing this, and then it basically ended with like them all just walking up to the egg machine despite Rika being upset and not wanting to continue to do it. So.
Yeah, but they like talked Rika out of that whole mindset though, didn't they?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
she didn't walk up, did she? It was
No,
just the
she
other
didn't.
girls that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know where Rika if she just dipped from the garden or whatever in that underground, or where
I'm gonna
she
have to.
went.
Actually,
yeah.
I think maybe she did walk up, but she was like the last one because I think I remember.
Yeah, I thought they were all there. I
Yeah,
thought
they
they
were-
really.
they were
I think they
waiting
really talked her
together.
out of it.
And then like
Could be.
I was pushing Momoy to go to it as well, and I think Rico was like slowly walking behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's going to continue because
Yeah, I mean,
like
she's definitely going to continue, but I think it's interesting that she's the one that brought it up.
Yeah. Do you think there's going to be any sort of twist with the two different like mannequin individuals? Like, I'm still thinking they're both probably evil, but it always seems like they share very different opinions on things. Like, especially with the activating of like the bowling alley and stuff, where the one guy was like, "Hey, no, you guys need to get back to work" and stuff, and the other guy's like, "Hey, let them live a little bit. Like, what's the harm?"
Yeah.
I don't
I
think
feel
they're
like,
going to be evil. I don't think that that's the purpose of them.
Yeah, I wonder
don't-
too if they're like individuals that killed themselves. Because if you notice, one of the mannequins, he wears the glasses, and one of his glasses is like half cracked.
Yeah, I've noticed
So-
that.
oh yeah, I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
like I feel like there's definitely a point to them. Well, has like
definitely.
everything has a point. Like so they've got to have some sort of meeting. I have no clue. Like I think I keep thinking back to like was it Gleipnir?
yeah,
Or I think it was called something else, but where like that main guy, it always seems like he has his own like his basically his own like what's the word his like own objectives, like what he's trying to complete. Where it just
Mission?
feels like yes, there always feels like there's something behind him that's like the reason why it's like happening. So it's I mean I don't know if I would assume this is anime original. Like there's only what, like 6 episodes left, 7 maybe, and then I don't know if there'd really be any time for that story. So it would almost feel like it would have to get a second season to cover anything with him. We could also be just diving way too deep into it, just because of other anime that would just make us think there's got to be something with them. Like they can't just be good guys. They can't just be good mannequins, just like looking out for everybody else.
We've been conditioned to question everything when it comes to these type of bunch of happy-go-lucky girls in some regard, or cutesy girls, and it's just like that's a recipe for disaster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I'll be in a minute. I'll say one of them's good and one of them's bad. We'll just say that.
That's a
I
different
kind
look.
of think of them as like arbiters, like the ones from Death Parade. That's how I've been thinking of them.
Okay.
So maybe
I like that.
I hope they're not evil because I actually like these guys.
Yeah, I really don't think they're evil. I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
All right, guys, let's be real, right? They're talking mannequins. Of course they're evil. Who the fuck has ever seen a good talking mannequin, all right? That shit's haunted. It's cursed. It's bad, okay?
I mean,
I would invite... Supernatural episode dedicated to evil talking mannequins. So
there we go.
Checks out.
See?
I mean,
there we go.
I would invite them to my birthday party, but
I'll never see you again.
I walk up and I just see 2 mannequins sitting at a table. I'm doing a quick 180 and being like, nope.
Like, yo, bro, I love you later. I'm out.
Deuces. Oh man.
On that note.
Yeah, we can move on, but
all right.
No, the show's still solid, though, David. If you get some time, definitely check it out.
But yeah, add that to my backlog of other shows.
Next season.
No, not next season.
I'm just saying.
So that's gonna be it for Wonder Egg Priority, and then open the floor for any shout outs, any other shows you're watching this season.
Yes. Cool. Your thoughts on
Quintuplets?
Yes.
Yeah, so
because Ayush is watching it, yeah.
Shout out for Ayush to basically kind of give us a heads up. Because I've already mentioned I dropped it after like 4 episodes of the first season. I was a huge fan of Miku. I wanted an update on Miku, thinking if she's winning, I may have to jump back in.
Yeah, I'll just say for me, I read the manga very early on before it was an anime, and I just got bored, so I dropped it.
All right, David. Thanks, man. You were in a Miku fan, I see.
Yeah, so I didn't really know how to feel about Quintuplets, but I still kept watching it. They just did episode 6 this week, and they finished up with the whole problem of having the MC have the 5 girls pass the exam. Looks like they all pass, even though just barely, but they all passed. So it looks like that problem's over and done with. And then as of right now, it looks like we're moving towards a different arc. As to what that is, I have no idea. The reason why I find this season to be kind of weird or kind of discouraging to keep watching is because from season 1 to season 2, there was an OVA. And apparently season 2 starts where the OVA left off. Which was a school field trip, and all the girls and the MC got closer together, and now they're trying to. And as of right now, there is that kind of like tension, like love triangle in a sense, between all the girls and this guy. But yeah, as of right now, I still think it's enjoyable to watch if you're into this kind of thing, but the storyline is rather lacking for me, and depending on who you're voting for, Miku and Ichika is somewhat in the lead right now, I think, in terms of like getting to a relationship with the MC. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to keep watching it still. There's a new arc that's going to pop up, supposedly, and I guess we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to be on Team Ichika. Sorry, Tizzle.
What the? Is that Miku?
No, what?
Damn it! I do. Okay, sorry. I've only watched the 4 episodes, but okay. Well, cool. Let me know who wins, and then I will win because, or then I will go back into it because I can't handle watching one of the main girls lose again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. I mean, I think Miku used to be my favorite in season 1, but just the fact that Ichika's, I think she's the oldest out of the 5, right? She's also the one that's like working hard enough to get the money for their funds so they can live in this, or I guess I shouldn't spoil it, but they had to move out, and then Ichika's kind of the one that's kind of supporting all of the other girls because they left the hotel or the house that their dad was paying for to kind of get the MC to still be their tutor. And I don't know, I just like her character design and her personality more. out
When
of
you
all
said-
5 of them. So
When you said she was the oldest, do you mean like by like 30
yeah, by
seconds?
a few seconds, right? But she's always. I always feel like she's considered like they make her seem like she's the oldest sister figure. So,
Oh, this is
right.
okay.
Yeah.
I had to look up the characters.
Right. So I don't know. That's just me. And then I don't know. I'm not into Nino just because I don't know, I'm not really into those kind of girls. But I mean, you like you.
Yo. Oh, her. I honestly thought. Actually, if I had to like think of anything, I would have thought that Nakano was like the main girl of the 5. Like just like by looks, like she looks like she'd be like the main one.
I don't know because I think the winner that's gonna like grab the MC's attention or heart is probably the one girl that he met with a long time ago.
Miku.
But we don't know if it's Miku or not. We don't know who that little girl was.
Oh, I have no idea. I only watched the first 4 episodes. I just remember like the main. I thought like the first major arc or main arc was with Miku.
I think she was the first one that was willing to
I'm not gonna
study
say.
under the guy. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think she was like kind of like the first one that stepped up.
yeah.
So usually for me, I always end up liking the first one that steps up, and they always end up losing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, R.I.P. childhood friends.
But yeah, no, that's in a quintuplet. If you like pink hair girls, I say go for it. It's still nice.
Okay,
and
right.
now we're getting on to the romantic aspect of the show, I guess.
All right, man. Well, let me know if Miku wins, and then I'll check.
She's not gonna win, bro. I'm sorry.
Dude. God.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
All right. I'll say Ayush was also watching Bottom Tier Tomozaki-kun. So I was actually watching earlier too, but like I didn't catch up with it, so I want to eventually catch up to it later. Seems interesting what I've seen so far.
okay.
And I think Kuso
Mm.
the only one that's like caught up first.
Right on. Yeah, I'll chime in quickly for Skate. It was kind of a fun episode this week. They did their like typical trope beach episode, which was
It
a lot of
good
fun.
beach episode. It was really good.
Yeah. It had good comedic bits, good development of all the characters and kind of their styles, which was great. And then it's all leading up into its own tournament arc now in Skate. So we'll get to hopefully see some fun battles between everybody.
There are tournaments in sports, so it's not unexpected.
Yeah, sorry.
I will add an anime in really quick, which
Okay.
is I'm watching Ascendance of a Bookworm, and I'm not really sure when
okay.
it came out. I was just googling when it came out.
First
but
season came out spring, I think it's 2019, maybe.
19, so newish, kind
And
of.
I think second season came out like I think either summer or fall. So either took a break or didn't. I don't remember.
Well, I am watching this now on a recommendation, and I have to say it's fantastic. Like it has completely rerouted my expectations for what an isekai can be, and it's kept me on my toes. First, like 6 or 7 episodes were kind of slow, but once you get past those, it's very interesting, and elements of it kind of remind me of Dr. Stone, because basically she's born into a new world and has to come up with some new science to do what she wants to do. So it kind of reminds me of Dr. Stone a little bit, but a little bit more like no shonen aspects at all. It's very realistic. So anyways,
Pretty sure it's more shoujo than anything, but yeah.
yeah, it's shoujo, and yeah, I would agree with you.
How's Redo Healer going?
Oh, what is it?
Oh God.
All I gotta say is
The newest girl the most.
Nice.
She's great.
nice.
Oh, it's actually well.
All I gotta say is if you are a person of culture and you're not watching the show, you are doing a disservice to yourself. And if you do want to get interested and you do want to start watching the show, only watch the uncensored version. Not just for the plot, but for the actual plot.
Yes.
All right.
Oh yes, like
No. It's funny because I stopped watching at episode 2, and then the last thing I had seen of it was the like main promotional art with the main character with all of like the girls in his party, and they just have like red X's through, I assume, the ones that he's banged up to this point.
What
So
the fuck?
Oh, what?
I was like, oh, okay.
Pretty much as he meets them, so I don't really know like
Okay.
I was just like, all right, it's going where I thought it would go.
Oh yeah.
I used
I
to
thought it
watch
wasn't going to go quite this far because I thought it was supposed to be like an actual anime. So I didn't think it would go this intense, but yeah, it is.
So,
Definitely just seems like a straight hentai. It's kind of weird.
are you still watching it, Justin, or no?
No, I stopped
No?
after
Okay.
episode 2.
Okay.
That's fair, Justin. That's fair.
Damn, you stopped at 2, bro. I stopped at the trailer. I applaud you.
Oh,
So
see, that's your problem. You watched the trailer. You have to just watch the show.
So you and Sasha have not watched the first episode yet.
Fuck no, dude. Like I said, man, I read like some synopsises and some reviews on this shit. I'm like, that's a fat pass for me, dude. Like, I'm not going down. I'm not going down this
Okay.
rabbit
I
hole.
heard
okay.
the same thing by those who had already read the manga and stuff. They're just like, oh man, like this is gonna cause some conversations, and I was just like, oh, like I gotta check it out, and then I was just like, oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see why. I see why.
I see.
I can see those conversations.
Not to say, I mean, it sounds like from Taylor and Coop's point, like there is some stuff in the background to actually be had, but it's just like
No,
okay.
there's not. Honestly, I
Not
thought
anymore? I think
There-
last
yeah.
week you were like, oh, okay.
the first 2 episodes to me were the most interesting, and then it seemed like they were going to go into plot, and then now I don't think so. Now I think it's just
Yeah.
no
Just
plot.
After the fourth
Can you bang
episode-
them all?
After the 4th episode, yeah, it
So-
went
so-
towards like having a decent
Pretty much,
storyline
so
to.
pretty much a hentai. Yes.
Yeah.
Pokemon the hentai where he's trying to capture them all.
Let's just say when I watched it the other night when Stratton was in his room, I was like, let's just turn down the volume. Like, this is.
Stratton's like the last person you need to turn on the
Christ.
volume for. Come on.
Didn't listen to that.
Stratton's probably the one that you turn up for.
Streaming. He was streaming, okay?
Even better.
Oh, that would have been great.
That's
Good content right
hilarious.
there, dude.
So, it's okay. I've watched shows that are somewhat kind of similar to that stuff, so I understand.
But again, I still want him to get his revenge, so hopefully they continue to plot
There you go.
like later on. But I mean, it's not bad.
Hopefully.
But it's not bad. I'm just saying.
It's not
bad.
okay, dude.
Not bad. Look, you guys need to take IRL and stop shoving into your anime shows because it's anime. It's a cartoon. It's not real, right?
How does this fit like a hentai though? Okay, like I'm trying to treat Mushoku Tensei like something serious. That's why I'm harsh on it. But read it of a healer. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
So
show
what's
you can't,
better?
You can't
Would you-
recommend it.
Would you think redo of a healer or interspecies reviewers is better?
Oh no, this
I
one's
never
way
saw
better.
What, excuse me?
Is it?
Yeah,
I never
Redo
saw
of Killer is way
Interspecies.
better. It's basically just a bunch of guys going around raiding different brothels. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's what I've heard. Just never got around to
Like
it.
those straight up fan service. Those
Content.
really those like no plots or anything like that. I mean, I guess there might have been one, but not really. But at least this one has a plot and a purpose. And like I feel for the MC because of how he was wronged. So that's why I didn't feel bad for like the princess being treated how she was.
But do you have to go that far though?
I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, in medieval
Honestly,
times,
it was
it
like
seems
this
realistic.
much compared to what she did to him. Like she's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah,
Like-
she's really bad. They eliminated like making you think that by making her like the worst person on the planet.
Yeah, and it's not like once
Nice.
either with with just like females taking advantage of him. Like he was taken advantage of by guys as well, especially the bullet hero. Oh my god, just think of this really big dude, and then the MC's like this smaller little.
Oh no!
Yeah, like dude, it is
Taking the man to Pound Town.
Yeah,
for
and
lack
I'm
of a
not
better word.
and I'm not interested in like boys on boys,
Oh,
but
man.
I want to see how he gets his revenge against Bullet because man, that guy got screwed
Well, that's
over pretty hard.
next.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
That's just
Uh,
Alright. Is there anything else you
I-
want to
I-
mention
I won't say
before we
anything else.
leave off on Redo of Hero? Thanks, Ren. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, I'm glad I brought it up.
The
Yeah.
people need to know. We can't
Yeah.
leave anything
Yeah.
Yeah.
uncovered.
Well, according to Taylor,
News.
people have actually been wanting to know more about Redo Healer, and because apparently there hasn't been enough people talking about it. So
There we go.
shout out to Anime Man if you ever
Well,
watch it.
those people, you can watch something else. I don't really care if you talk about it here. How about you make a Redo of Hero discussion, and they can go to your rich videos and they can talk about it there. How about that,
Its
Ren?
own separate line.
Absolutely not. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, if I was watching it, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I would.
Those
talk about
those people can
experience.
go somewhere else. I don't really care. So
Hey Shren, if you start watching it, I'll watch the first episode. How about that? Deal?
Brenton, come on.
That's a lot. I don't know. It depends. I don't know if I could handle it. It sounds
Oh
brutal.
my
Full
God.
volume, no headphones. All windows open.
Yeah, and like the -20 degree weather.
Oh,
Yeah. No,
Wait,
just
what?
have Taylor sit next to you when you watch it, and then when it gets too
Oh,
rough,
hell
Taylor,
no.
Taylor can just block your eyes. Like, all right, this is the bad parts, Thread. It's too much for you.
Again, there's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
IRL censorship. I love
Okay.
it.
So, fun fact, like before, when I would watch these things, even basically when I was living alone, I would watch them, put them on, and all of a sudden those moments would show up on my screen. I would pause it, like look around, like somebody's gonna walk in, and there's gonna be nobody. I would have those moments. So now, no, definitely not happen. I basically would have to I would have to put like a chair in front of my door or something to actually feel comfortable. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. I think we're just
No,
gonna.
Wait, but
We're gonna end this
Taylor's
podcast.
watching the same thing though.
What?
But Taylor's watching the same thing, isn't she?
That's fine.
I am. Yeah.
I-
David,
Yeah,
I think
Dave,
you want
you
to end
don't
this
get a picture.
podcast. So
I think I want
let's
to
end
end
this
it right here.
podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut all
This
of
is good content. You just cut this
No,
out of the
We're ending it
video.
right
This
here.
is good
So
content
thanks for
right
watching,
now.
everyone.
We're-
Thanks
No!
for chatting with us. Thanks, Tizzle.
Don't leave!
It's-
Fun. Before we end, quick, David. If people are like listening to the podcast, like audio wise, and kind of like wondering, like when we're doing the shout outs for everybody with comments, we actually do upload this on YouTube. We mainly do like the main podcast first, and then we break them into certain pieces depending on like the main kind of main shows. So then if you're wanting to do any shout outs or basically defend any kind of choices or anything we've said, go ahead, give us the comments.
Yeah.
We do respond.
Well, we'll try, or I'll try to get something up for audio listeners. Probably like get emails or something if you want to leave a comment. So we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
later.
Okay. But yeah, when you're listening to this now, the YouTube video will already be up. So you can always just check us out. The links are in like the our description for that. Same thing with YouTube as well. If you want to follow us on the podcast, we got that as well. We also have a Discord that we're trying to kind of get more.
Are we actually advertising it now?
Yes, we'll try to do like a shout out for Discords. We had a few people who have joined, so we're trying to do like a little bit more with that as well. So feel free to join us. There hasn't been too much yet, just because it's been very.
That's just okay. Honestly, it's because I'm always worried about Discord. I always feel like it just gets too messy. So please don't like make me regret this choice. That's all.
That's okay, dude. Yeah, it's okay. We can easily ban you. So.
All right, so now I'm just gonna end it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks everyone in chat.
Yeah.
Thanks Tizzle. Thanks Cake Kun too. He was here earlier, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still here, but it's a long podcast. So, but thanks for joining us. And then again, shout out to everyone who commented at any of the videos, either the main podcast or any of the cutouts. So I always appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
And
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep, want to thank
Thanks,
the panel for joining me this week.
Gozaimasu.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
That's what he
Even though we went off the rails a lot today, it was still a lot of fun.
said. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God.
all-
Content, David.
Yes.
You always gotta look at it as content, okay?
Yes, it's content.
Sure.
They're getting to know us,
Sure.
the true us.
Yes.
Sure. So that's gonna be it for this week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye!
How he was wronged. So that's why I didn't feel bad for like the princess being treated how she was.
But do you have to go that far, though?
I mean, if you
Yeah.
think about it, in medieval
Honestly,
times,
it was like
it seems
this much
realistic.
compared to what she did to him. Like she's
Yeah.
horrible. Yeah,
Like-
she's really bad. They eliminated like making you think that by making her like the worst person on the planet.
Yeah, and it's not like once
Nice.
either with just like females taking advantage of him. Like he was taken advantage of by guys as well, especially the bullet hero. Oh my god, just think of this really big dude, and then the MC's like this smaller little.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it'll do it. It is.
Taking the man to Pound Town.
Yeah,
for
and
lack of a better word.
I'm not interested in like boys on boys,
Oh,
but
man.
I want to see how he gets his revenge against Bullet because man, that guy got screwed
Well, that's
over pretty
next.
hard. Yeah, so we'll see what happens.
That's just
All right. Is there
This
anything else you
Yeah,
want to mention
I won't say
before we
anything else.
leave off on Redo of Hero? Thanks, Ren. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, I'm glad I brought it up.
The
Yeah.
people need to know. We can't
Yeah.
leave anything
Yeah.
Yeah.
uncovered.
Well, according to Taylor,
News.
people have actually been wanting to know more about Redo Healer, and because apparently there hasn't been enough people talking about it. So
There we go.
shout out to Anime Man if you ever
Well,
watch it.
those people, you can watch something else. I don't really care if you talk about it here. How about you make a Redo of Hero discussion, and they can go to your videos and they can talk about it there. How about that,
Its
Ren?
own separate line.
Absolutely not. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Actually, if I was watching it, Sure. I mean,
Yeah,
I would.
those
talk about
those people can
Higurashi.
go somewhere else. I don't really care. So
Hey Shren, if you start watching it, I'll watch the first episode. How about that? Deal?
Bren, come on.
That's a lot. I don't know. It depends. I don't know if I could handle it. It sounds brutal.
Oh my
Full
God.
volume, no headphones. All windows open.
Yeah, and like the negative 20-degree weather.
Oh,
Yeah. No, just have Taylor sit next to you when you watch it, and then when it gets too rough, Taylor can just block your eyes. Like, all right, this is the bad parts, Ren. It's too much for you.
Again, there's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
IRL censorship. I love
Okay.
it.
So, fun fact, like before, when I would watch these things, even basically when I was living alone, I would watch them, put them on, and all of a sudden those moments would show up on my screen. I would pause it, like look around, like somebody's gonna walk in, and there's gonna be nobody. I would have those moments. So now, no, definitely not happen. I basically would have to I would have to put like a chair in front of my door or something to actually feel comfortable. Yeah. Anyway.
all right, I think we're just
No,
gonna.
Wait, but why?
We're gonna end
But
this
Taylor's
podcast.
watching the same thing though.
What?
But Taylor's watching the same thing, isn't she?
That's fine.
I am. Yeah. David,
Yeah,
I think
see,
you want
you
to
don't
end
need
this
to put a chair.
podcast. So
I think I want
let's
to
end
end
this
it right
podcast.
here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut all
It's
of
good
you out.
content. You just cut this
No,
out of the
we're gonna end it
video.
right
This
here.
is good
So
content
thanks for
right
watching,
now.
everyone.
We're-
Thanks,
No!
audience,
No!
for chatting with us. Thanks, Tizzle.
Don't leave!
Fun. Before we end, quick, David. If people are like listening to the podcast, like audio wise, and like kind of like wondering, like when we're doing the shout outs for everybody with comments, we actually do upload this on YouTube. We mainly do like the main podcast first, and then we break them into certain pieces depending on like the main kind of main shows. So then if you're wanting to do any shout outs or basically like defend any kind of choices or anything we've said, go ahead, give us comments.
Yeah.
We do respond.
We'll try, or I'll try to get something up for audio listeners. Probably like get email set or something. If you want to leave a comment, so we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
Later.
Oh, okay. But yeah, when you're listening to this now, the YouTube video will already be up, so you can always just check us out. The links are in like the our description for that. Same thing with YouTube as well. If you want to follow us on the podcast, we got that as well. We also have a Discord that we're trying to kind of get more.
Are we actually advertising it now?
Yes, we'll try to do like a shout out for Discords. We had a few people who have joined, so we're trying to do like a little bit more with that as well. So feel free to join us. There hasn't been too much yet, just because it's been very.
That's just okay. Honestly, it's because I'm always worried about Discord. I always feel like it just gets too messy. So please don't like make me regret this choice. That's all.
That's
asking.
okay, dude. Yeah, it's okay. We can easily ban you. So.
All right, so now I'm just gonna end it. So thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks everyone in chat.
Yep.
Thanks Tizzle. Thanks Kate too. He was here earlier, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you're still here, but it's a long podcast. So, but thanks for joining us. And then again, shout out to everyone who commented at any of the videos, either the main podcast or any of the cutouts. So I always appreciate it.
Guys,
Then
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yep, want to thank
Thanks,
the
guys.
panel for joining me this week.
Gozaimasu.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
That's what he
Even though we went off the rails a lot today, it was still a lot of fun.
said. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
God.
Content, David.
Yes.
You always gotta look at it as content, okay?
Yes, it's content.
Sure.
They're getting to know us,
Sure.
the true us.
Yes.
Sure. So that's gonna be it for this week. We'll see you next time. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye!